Welcome back to another episode of the Red Wagon Inn, everybody. So excited to have you all here. So excited for all the games that we have planned this time and the surprise that we actually have for the cast this time as well.
Yay.
Yay, indeed. So thanks for joining us. This should be episode 13. We have a lot to get through. Not much as far as art. We just got a recap and a few shills, which, by the way, does anybody have any shills they need to do right as we get started tonight? Drew, what do you got?
Really quick. Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have a shop update. I have a lot of cool stuff. Okay, that's it.
I have a show, but it's not for me. Sorry to interrupt. I realized I have a thing that arrived. Look at these sweet dice from Level Up Dice.
Whoa.
Oh wait, there's more. Look at these shiny boys. Oh, but wait, there's more because I got some Fortune Favors dice too. Oh wee, and that's what I'm rolling with today. Ooh wee, look at these boys.
Is that the
These are some gorgeous
glass?
dice. It is.
Broken glass.
They're so pretty, and I love them, and I'm happy, and that's what we're rolling with tonight. So you too can get Fortune Favors or Level Up Dice. I don't have links off the top of my head, but the amazing creators are here. So buy their dice, or else.
LevelUpDice.net.
Yeah.
I'm Canadian. I get away with these things.
Hey.
Just
A
say
boot.
That's good enough. That was
A boat.
addition in. As far as other shills, I was asked by two people to show off things. One is the ramen dice. I was asked by Pancake to roll that during the recap roll tonight, as well as thanks to my boy who got me the platinum and gold D20s, Miles. So thank you, my friend. I got some gold-plated dice. So basically, I don't need any more dice. So I'm going to shut down the YouTube channel, and we'll just go from there. But we have a few things of art. First of which we have... Drew, can you show them the art on your hand as well as me putting it up on screen? Because Drew got Jakey's art tattooed.
It's really hard to do this. Hold on, wait.
That's part of the recap notes. So if you've missed those, you can go on the Discord in the story so far, and you can see all the summaries of episodes from the perspective of a rat brain fella who draws things.
Speaking of those,
just look at Drew's body.
Yeah, just
it's true.
Yeah,
look at Drew's body.
It's getting there.
It's way more convenient if everybody could just go to Drew's house, take a look at his body. The notes are there. Drew, you're good with this?
Yeah, sure.
Good. We'll put the address in the chat. I'll help you all out with that one. But if you want the notes, we do have last week's art notes up on here, which I hope everybody is ready for some recap rolling. But prior to that, tonight, oh gosh, I messed up. Prior to that, we have our giveaway dice for tonight. Boom. The Alchemist Fire Set by Homebrew Dice. This is for the Kickstarter that's currently going on. They have a really rad box art for each of these. I did a whole review video on them, so go check them out. These ones are fire themed because we're doing the Feast of Flames with the Paladins of Flames tonight, so they had to be themed. So make sure you enter that giveaway. Drew's going to make sure that that's up in chat and going on.
Already in there.
Boom. I also see a ton of people saying how much like the Red Wagon Inn is a mental retreat on Tuesdays and that they look forward to it. Know that stuff is super awesome of you to say, and I love you all. So hope you're all having a great day.
For us.
Right, exactly. And Dirty Dan, thanks for the subs for everybody. Y'all are awesome. Great start to the day. Does anybody else have anything? Oh, is that Dirty Dan, the push-up man?
Is that Dirty Dan, the
push-up man?
Dirty Dan, the push-up man. So, thanks, Dan. Does anybody else have anything before we do a roll for recap?
No.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get those rolls in. I'll use the ramen die as requested.
Hey, all right, I'll take that.
I'm gonna start with the rose gold boys.
Ooh.
15 on the rose gold.
Howling Darkness.
18 on Dicey Encounters.
15, 18, 17. Winter.
19 on Amethyst.
Wow.
19 as well.
Wow.
So, Jakey, you had 15, correct?
Am I the lowest?
No. I got an 8. I just need to know.
Hey.
Oh,
Jakey,
yeah,
you
I
had
got 15 with the
in a row.
Drew, you
Everyone
had
above-
17, and Jackie, you had 18, right? Okay. Because if you all remember last week, there was a token given out for who is going to have to swap between two people. Chav Hunter and I set the rules for that one, and we weren't going to reveal it until right now. I'm not a part of that because I'm not a player, but the two players with the lowest rolls are swapping characters for the day. So Emma and Ordell enjoy swapping it up, as Jakey, you're going to be Emma tonight, and Drew, you're going to be Ordell tonight. Hope you're all good with that.
Okay.
For a hot second, Rybo, you said the players with the lowest, and you and I had the lowest, and I was like, "No, wait, hold on, wait a minute. I don't have a DM screen." It's like, sorry, you're the world now.
All right, let me get my voice deepener effect. Here we go.
Yeah, let me sound seductive, sultry, and a lover of poultry. I don't know. I tried to rhyme.
Lover of poultry. Right. While y'all are prepping for that, make sure you send each other any relevant needed info for tonight, because if I recall, the ladies were planning on having a truth or dare game set up with all the characters after the in-game dinner tonight. And so whatever Drew says will now be canon for Ordell, and whatever Jakey says will now be canon for Emma. Try and do your best to roleplay them, but, you know, have fun with it. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and do the recap while y'all figure that out, and I'm going to put the notes up on the screen. So the last episode, we started right after they had dealt with the Moss Hound and slept for the night. There was a big monster coming out from the forest after Jakey had fallen from his new comet item and screamed. They ran away from that and saw meteors falling towards it in the forest in the distance on a nearby town, so they decided to run even faster. During that time, many conversations were had, but they eventually arrived at the Bloodstalks, as they told Ashrin, you're not going to cut those. You're not supposed to cut those. And so Emma said, you're definitely not going to cut those. So Ashrin cut those and saw blood pouring out of the vines from the blood stalks, which are trees, and these really dying, viney, blood-covered trees, as human blood seemed to pour out of them as they did so. They ran as fast as they could for the remainder of the day and ran into someone that they did not expect, and who did not seem to expect them. Trake Ath, who they made fun of very hard because they thought he was evil, but turns out just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time and was beaten up. But, you know, they still said he was sus and untrustworthy. They gave him an axe, even though they thought he was untrustworthy, and ran back to the town for a few more days. They finally made it to Cavity, which was very warm inside this now snowy north that they're in. All the paladins of the flames are there. There's this big kind of sauna-like feel, and they went to the castle where they met Ignis. Not XC, they met Ignis. Once they met Ignis, he basically said, yo, Ordell, you are who we've been waiting for. Not necessarily you, but at least somebody like you. You know, risen of the flame. It's really awesome that you're here. Why don't y'all go stay, take a bath, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Everybody went, took a bath. Ladies had some lady time, men had some men time. And that's pretty much where we're at. We got to experiment with some items, as XC now holds the Comet Necklace. But did I miss anything of particular import?
Not that I can think of, but I do have something to throw out there for switching the characters, if I may ask. Can we have a Freaky Friday moment?
Not in game, just you and you and Jake.
You and Jake.
Man, Drew, I'm so excited to play Dungeons and Dragons. Oops! Ah! Whoa, I suddenly feel so much more handsome, and I make beautiful dice. Wow, and I have a beautiful dog beside me. What is happening?
I'm so confused.
Where are your tiny hands, Drew?
I'm improvising, but look, they're tiny burlap.
Yeah, that's true.
Twisted Tuesday instead of Freaky Friday. Awesome. Awesome. With quotes. If there isn't anything else, we can be set to begin. Chat, you determine if that's inspo worthy or GFY worthy, and we'll get started. Right. Everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, come hang out with us at the terrific Tuesday Red Wagon Inn. As we'll go ahead and start right where we left off. Everybody got their full night of rest. You had a nice warm bath in these heated tubs that were inside of the rooms. You got to sleep in your own bed. It was as comfy as you have had since your time in Old Korra. You are as well rested as you can remember being. Your joints were sore, you were smelly. It's finally nice to be amongst those who care about soap and cleanliness. Not that you didn't, but you just didn't have the opportunity for it. Morning finally comes, and the temperature doesn't seem to sway between night and morning here. It's still just a kind of humid, hot, it feels truly almost like you're in Florida at the beach. It's just constantly humid and muggy here, but it feels so good by comparison to the cold that you were in very recently. As a result, many people, besides the guards and the paladins that you saw before, as you open up your windows to look out across Cavity and into the quarry for the day, you can see them wearing some, not even any shirts, just walking around enjoying the sun of the snowy winter sky that is warming to you all. But as morning rises, you're greeted by a knock on the door. Winter and Ashrin and Emma, Jakey, remember. So a knock on the door in the ladies' room is heard to finally knock Winter up and out of her sleeping that she was in, that eclipsed all sleeps that she's had thus far, as a knock can be heard.
Winter's gonna pull the covers over her head and be like, no.
Ashrin, Winter, and Emma are still all in the same room, though have slept, either shared a bed just for comfort's sake and protection, or found their own place to sleep in this room. But Winter, Ashrin, and Emma are all there. The knock comes again, even louder, before you hear, "Excuse me."
Come back later. I'm sleeping.
"Your presence has been requested."
Presents.
By who?
Excuse me?
By who? Who requested us?
Is that a very authentic voice there, Drew?
Hey, Emma.
As you're going to get.
Emma, are you in the bathroom or something? That's like, it sounds super echoey over there. Can you stop having a
spectral? No,
stop having a shower and go answer the door?
Please, someone answer.
I'm out of the shower now. Hello. Sorry, there's just so much reverb in there. The acoustics are incredible in these bathrooms. My God.
Oh, you two are so loud.
And you're being so quiet. Uppies. And I'm going to jump on Asher and just start shaking.
I pull the cover over my head and just dig my face in the pillow.
The more you hide, the more I'm shaking. Just more
Emma,
and more.
You don't have to sleep. Can you just answer the door?
See, but not sleeping makes it even funnier waking you guys up. So I think that I'm going to keep doing this until you answer the door, because if I open the door, these people don't like the look of this, and they're going to scream. Wait, Emma runs for the door.
Oh my.
As you open up the door, a young squire boy with long, unkempt hair that seems to go down to the mid of his back, must be about 12 years old, kind of looks up at you a bit shocked and says,
I cast Thaumaturgy.
Who dares awaken me from my rest?
roll intimidation at advantage for Emma.
Hell yeah. Okay, let me check this intimidation. Oh, not bad. Okay, advantage. Oh, baby. How's a 19 do me?
19 does you real good. His DC was his age, and so as the young boy drops the parcel that was in his hand and runs off towards the hallway, you hear just the sound of footsteps at first before they begin to sound more wet, as if he had walked into a puddle very recently, and runs off into the throne room, quote unquote.
By the way, our bathwater needs to get changed and we could use some new towels. Okay, bye. As Emma closes the door.
Winter's gonna, like, very reluctantly drop the covers, and poke her head up. Her hair is not braided, which is a bit weird. I don't think that while on the road I would have unbraided my hair, if only to brush it and then braid it again. So in relaxed form, it looks a bit weird seeing Winter not fully put together. But give a little kind of giggle. Emma,
Yes.
remember Daddy Ordell said we had to be on our very best behavior.
Wait, 1 second. It's so weird. It's like he's not here. I don't hear him. Back to bed, and Emma just jumps and spins and crashes into the bed.
Ordell, I think the others have awoken. I can
See.
hear noises outside.
With the thaumaturgy, you were absolutely able to hear the voices outside. You stayed with Ordell, though Ritter was across in a different room. So yes, XC and Ordell are awoken to the loud sound of Emma.
Ordell is just gonna give out this just audible sigh, just looking over at Exy. And that's just it's just gonna be sighs all morning.
Could we take care of this?
Yeah. And Ordell's gonna get up and just start making his way over to the door, stopping. Should get dressed. Gonna go get dressed.
As
I'm
Ordell puts on his pants and now his new cloak to start the day, you open up the door outside to the hallway to where the 4 doors were on this wing of the keep, and see all of the other doors closed. However, a single piece of parchment that is rolled up with a seal on it in front of the women's room from before, and a few wet footprints leaving off in towards the main hall.
I'm gonna, after hearing the thaumaturgy, reluctantly get out of bed and go over and see the present that was left. I heard presents.
As Winter, you open the door, Ordell. Sorry, I look at the names. That's where I get things. So I'm gonna have to look at pictures today. Ordell, as you see this sight before you, you now hear the door open as Winter looks out. Winter, Ordell is standing in front of his door, a parchment down at your feet, and no one to the hall, except you do see someone far off to the eastern side with a mop and bucket slowly walking in this direction.
Morning. Where's Emma?
She's in bed. She's been in bed all morning.
Can I roll an insight on this?
You can, and Winter, you go ahead and roll me a deception.
I mean, that tracks. 6.
I rolled a 7 + 4, so all right. Hey, I'll take it.
Was
all morning.
definitely Emma's voice you heard.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm gonna. Good morning. I'm gonna go wake up Ritter. Good. Okay. Just he's gonna go off towards Ritter.
I'm gonna pick up my present and go back into the room.
Winter, you grab the small piece of parchment and go back into the room. It is sealed with that same symbol of the flame from before in red wax. Ordell, you go over to Ritter's room and knock on the door, but hear no reply.
I'm gonna knock harder.
Full on kind of bending the wood as you hit on the door at this point, trying to wake him up. Best you can, you still hear no reply. You're certain that would wake him up if he were in there.
Okay, is the door unlocked?
You want to try it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You turn the knob and the door seems to open just fine. Do you open it and go in?
I'll do one last. I'll do one last knock on the door and. Ritter. Hello.
You hear nothing before you stick your head into the room. All of the candles have been snubbed out and the door or the window has not yet been opened. The bed has been made, and there is no sign of Ritter in this room.
Well, hopefully he didn't run off. And Ordell's gonna head back to XC.
Where is Ritter?
I don't exactly know. He all the lights are out, the windows closed, and he's gone.
Was there a sign of a struggle?
Not that I saw. No. So he might be out walking around trying to figure out the town. Maybe. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Do you have morning routines or anything you have to do? I should know this by now, but
They have already been initiated and completed. I am good to go.
beautiful. Wonderful. Okay. Let's just giving just the nice audible sighs of just realizing the chaos that is going to be today. So
Hello.
It is okay.
Yeah.
There is chaos every day with this group.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
As Ordell and XC grab their gear and prepare for the day, Winter, you return with the piece of parchment with the wax seal to the rest of the group on the bed, kind of slowly getting ready for the morning. What are you doing?
It looks less like a present and more like a letter. Oh, Ashrin, do you think that maybe the Black Archer has written you a love note? Open it, and I throw it at her.
Just like hits me on the back
Emma's
of the
head
head.
shoots up.
Open it.
It's too early for this.
Did he have wax seals?
He might
probably.
Be saving those things later. Wink.
Oh,
The eye
yeah.
just flickers out and then reopens. Maybe
Maybe he borrowed something because he loves you so much. Open it.
I should
Don't make me start reading it.
my back, and I just shove it off my back onto the floor. And put my head
Fine.
back in the pillow.
I'll pick it up again and open it up.
The wax seal breaks as you open up the note. This definitely was not from Ritter, which you probably garnered from the seal, but we're more trying to mess with Ashred. But as you open it up, it is a small note, not meant for long reading, just a simple descriptor on it. It said, "There has been some trouble in Cavity as of last night. We ask that you remain in the keep until we figure out what is going on. Please let us know if you need anything at all. Signed, Ignis."
Dear Ashrin, your beauty is more breathtaking than the multiple sunrises in the Feywild. Your smell is as sweet as fresh honey, and your skin as soft and unblad magicy as a small lamb. Please, please love me forever and ever. Let's get married. Love, Ritter.
That whole time, Emma's image turned Winter's face into Ritter's face, but like
Jakey's
Oh, no.
internet seems to be
Oh, no.
every
struggling
symbol is
a
just
tiny
super.
bit.
Oh no!
Hey, check your
Uh-oh.
iPad.
Check your iPad.
Oh, oh gosh, is it? Probably.
You seem to be good now.
Anyway, all I
All I say is-
soon.
said was, is it good now? We
No.
good?
No.
Have I caught up? No.
There?
Now you're
Yeah.
good. Now you're good. Now
Do you
you're
think
good. Try and
Yes?
describe it one more
Yeah.
time and
Good.
we'll watch it go away.
Oh,
Emma uses silent image to make look like reading this. Oh my god.
Emma uses silent image to make it look like Ritter's face is over the top of Winter's face, and he looks very in love.
Yes.
Good tag team.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
We're all playing Emma today.
Do I
Winter.
believe her, Rybo?
Winter, roll a deception for me. Ashrin, you didn't look at the note. If you had, you might have been able to see that it did not have any seal that Ritter might have made, so you're not at disadvantage on this, Winter. And then roll inside
Not-
Ashrin.
Not nat 20.
Oh. 16.
Ritter's coming on a little strong. You thought he had a better way with words, at least based on the song that he sang. But, you know, maybe he is flustered. Maybe he does. You thought they were all joking, but perhaps Ritter does have something for you.
I shoot up, like I'm in bed, like face down, and I immediately just shoot up and I grab the letter as fast as I can from Winter. And I see Ritter's face. Ew.
I go to I go to pull it back, but then I don't struggle too much. Like I do that thing where she goes for it and I go to hand it to her and she goes to grab it and I pull it away just at the last second and then I give it to her.
Just to make sure
Ew,
that both of you know
ew.
that she did actually want this note. It was very open before Ashrin snatches it out of your hand with her quick dexterity, quickly
Then I
proving
snatch-
Winter's lie.
I snatch it with one hand and then I cover Ritter's face with my other hand so I don't see it as I grab it from Winter's hand.
Silent image so it pops up on the paper. Ritter's face again.
And I throw it. I immediately throw it back. It doesn't say
But he does
any-
like the Flynn Rider.
Oh no, Jake.
Oh God.
Maybe time for an internet reset
Why am
for
I-
Jakey. But the metallic sigh of Ordell coming from Jakey. So good. But yes, Ashrin, you quickly have the lie proven false as you throw it away, and Emma and Winter have a laughing fit there on the floor as you get ready.
Oh, also there's like trouble. But they
Yeah.
don't want us to do anything.
I read that. I saw that. Fuck you guys. And I'm gonna go underneath the blankets, but I'm gonna get ready underneath the blankets. So you hear the clink, 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 and like keep putting on my armor underneath the blanket, just not wanting to see them or talk to them.
Putting on heavy armor takes like 5 minutes or so to do. So as you hear the metallic clinks of the armor refusing to be seen by the light of day as Ashrin slowly gets ready for the day, it does take some time, but during this time, Ordell and XC, you've now exited the room. Even from outside the door, you can hear the heavy sounds of Ashrin's armor ruffling between something and being very muffled from behind the door. But it sounds like they're getting ready for the morning. What
It
are
sounds
they?
like they are getting ready for the morning.
Good robot.
Very, very perceptive of you, XC. I guess we should also get ready. But you're already ready. Yeah.
So are you? Has it been a long night?
It feels like it. It feels like it's been a very, very long night. And I don't feel quite like myself, but you know, we should get this day going.
When was the last time you had a night like this?
Sleeping in a nice bed. Can't
Affirmative.
remember.
Have you ever slept in a nice bed?
Can't say I have. Can't say I have.
I have. no
Except
use
for that one
sleeping
time.
in
There
bed.
was that one time, but I don't know if I would. There were springs sticking out, and then you know it got caught on my skin. It was weird. Things happened.
Springs. Was the bed an automaton as well?
No. No, it definitely wasn't. We have actually, we have a feast today, don't we? Or they said they were doing something.
Affirmative. Though I am interested in hearing more about this bed.
It had springs, and it had cotton on it, I think, and like a cloth. It also might have been full of hay, and I don't know. It wasn't comfortable. It wasn't as nice as this. As Ordell looks back at the bed. That's definitely for sure. Did XC sleep on a bed last night, or did just XC just like sit?
Yeah, it doesn't sleep on any sort of bed.
It would have been a
you
nice
try-
corner for XC to be in. You could at least put your back up to something to where you would block at least 180 degrees of where you had to be on Overwatch for the night. So truly a rest unlike any other.
Yeah.
XC, you should at least try and lay on it. It is comfortable.
My servos have issues when laying on my back. I guess you could compare me to a turtle.
Lay on your stomach then.
Affirmative. When I lay on my stomach, I enter a mode that allows me to focus and shoot at a distance.
This is true. I want to see it again.
Right now may not be the best time, but if you wish, I may show you that position.
Some other time, perhaps.
Okay. When I enter a sit-down position, a lot of my instruments enter, I guess you would call it a sleep mode. If I am in other positions, this does not happen for obvious reasons to protect my integrity when I am in full operation mode.
So is it like if you just sit down, or if you like, is there more than one position that makes you fall asleep?
No position makes me fall asleep, but I must maintain one of a few different positions to enter this low operation mode.
This is riveting conversation. This is probably the best conversation I've had this morning. We should we should see what the others are getting up to.
Affirmative, and I knock on the door.
Winter, Ashrin, and Emma. As Ashrin is finally finished getting ready, you hear another loud knock on the door. This time, Emma, not quite so eager to go scare off the little child, kind of looks to either of you to go answer the door.
I finish braiding my hair and I skip over and go, "Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you both?"
Rested but tired. Did you all have a good night?
Yes, we had a great night. Do you want to come in?
Sure.
You can't. It's the girls' room.
Fair.
What are you implying?
That you can't come in.
Well, I'm sure XC could go in. XC doesn't fall into a category, so I think I'm gonna go
Giddy.
find Ritter.
Oh, is he not in his room?
He is not.
Huh. Oh, that might be a problem. Because we got a letter this morning that said we should all stay here.
Like in this room, or
No,
just
no.
in the town?
Come in.
Or...
Come in. I was joking. You may come in.
Go in.
Follow as
So
well.
we got a letter this morning, which we did think was a love letter, but wasn't a love letter. And it said, "Oh, here," and I'll hand it to Ordell.
Huh. You don't think this has anything to do with? Nah, never mind. I don't know. Well, they said stay here, so I guess we stay here. What? Do we have any plans for that? Whose day is it?
Do you wish me to check the area? And I point to the necklace.
That's not a bad idea at all.
I only have good ideas. Correct.
True.
What?
Emma,
How can you check the area if we're not meant to go anywhere?
This necklace allows me to go up roughly 1,000 feet spiritually while my body is maintained in this location, so I am not physically leaving this area.
I thought it was just really pretty.
It is also really pretty or shiny.
Emma says, Winter, you just gave that away. That could have been yours.
Well, To be fair, I don't know if I gave it away. Someone came and took it off me.
Is there an
That's
issue?
fair.
Would you like the necklace, Winter?
I think it's very well suited to you.
You are shiny without it.
Oh, thank you. Apparently, I can't be trusted with items because I might get cursed or something. So, you're not cursed, are you?
Not last time I checked. I
I'm
ran a
like-
cursed diagnostic this morning.
I'm gonna pick up Xy's not gun arm and look underneath it and inspect him because that's where you keep curses, children, in your armpits.
As you lift the right arm, you actually see a little tiny, what looks like a robotic beetle, come out of one of the little gaps and go into another gap.
Does it look cursed? Does look like you have friends in there. Did you take a bath last night, Xy?
Negative. I do not take baths.
What? Why?
Very unusual question, but I will answer it because I am not a biological.
I know, but you can feel relaxed, right?
Relaxed is an emotion I am not programmed to feel.
Maybe it's because you haven't had a bath before.
Maybe this does not fix the issue of surveying what is going on in the town.
It does complement it. Would you like to go up into the sky now? That sounds like a very beneficial thing that you can do.
If it assists us, I will do so.
Yes, I would say so.
Oh, also,
Ordell's gonna brace to hold XC so he doesn't just collapse on the floor.
if
Well, actually, I will sit down and put my back on the
Okay, cool.
on the wall as well, and then just look to Ordell. I will activate in 10 seconds. Please make sure my body is protected.
Gotcha.
And then 10 seconds later,
What do you say?
Comet!
As XC very matter-of-factly says, Comet, before flying up into the sky in his spiritual form, you all see XC's head just fall and as if it's powered downwards, but you see the lights continue to remain on, quite literally inside his head. XC, you are now 1,000 feet up in the air, seeing the morning before you. Go ahead and roll me a perception check to see what all you see. Welcome back, Jakey.
Perception of 10 plus 7 is 17.
17. You notice that there are very few people out this morning. There are small groups of maybe 4 or 5. From the distance you're at, it's very hard to see, but you do see they all seem to be armored as they're moving around the town. You also see a figure clad in black seeming to be walking behind the majority of the houses and climbing across some of the rooftops from the Grecian-style architecture inside here, trying seemingly to be avoided of those small groups that are walking throughout the town.
Do they have a bow by any chance?
From 1,000 feet up and with the 17 perception, it's just too hard to see. But everyone looks at XC, powered down for a moment before kind of all slowly looking back and forth at each other to wonder if he's okay. Before XC, you find yourself falling back into your body. You don't have to roll for it anymore. You expect that it's coming, so you're not going to scream. You just feel yourself, that almost vertigo-like rush before it immediately goes away once you re-enter your own body. XC's head springs back up, and he looks at you as his eye kind of twitches and focuses back into his own body.
I quickly relay everything that you just shared with.
So no Ritter then.
The black figure may be Ritter. I was too far up to confirm. It sounds like something he might do.
Question. Does anybody else have the compelling urge to leave this place right now because someone told them not to?
Yes. If no one else is going to say it, yes, absolutely.
Ordell's just gonna give the dad stare over to Emma, and also to Winter. We
I mean-
were told to stay.
I know. But that makes me think that there's something really important that we should see that they don't want us to see, you know?
Like
As
Ordell.
Winter
We've-
says there's something, sorry, it's something important that they don't
That's
want
good.
us to see. Winter, you hear a knock on the door. Everyone hears it, but it seems to be almost in response to you, Winter.
Look at everyone and go, shh. Walk over to the door and open it up just a little bit. Hello?
You look out and see Ritter standing there looking at you puzzlingly. Is everything
I
okay?
open the door and I grab him and then close it.
Ritter trips into the door. Everybody roll me a perception check.
Ooh.
27.
18.
22.
23.
14.
High perception there, Ordell. Anybody who got above a 20 notices quite a bit of perspiration on Ritter's forehead. Seems to have been in some sort of high activity very recently, and you can tell he's kind of breathing pretty heavily, as Ritter says.
Did his clothes match what I saw?
From so high up, if anybody was wearing all black, they would have looked identical to you.
So is he wearing all black?
Yes, he is. He's the Black Archer.
Okay. Sure, but that doesn't mean he's gonna wear black all
Yeah,
the time.
he's wearing all black.
It does, it's a way of life.
Both Winter and Brie know. And me, 2008 to 12.
You know what that makes you, Ryan? A quitter.
It's true.
Anyway,
Amazing. That's so good.
you look like you've been busy.
I've just been out. I didn't know that there were some sort of watch placed upon the city, and I just tried to make it back as quickly as I could.
What's happening out there?
I don't know. There's so many people moving around as if they're looking for something or someone. I thought it best not to arouse suspicion on our first day here.
What if we're looking for the guy that we guided back? You know, what if he like got there and then he got from beyond the wall because we found him out there, and now he's like, "Bleh," and silent image into just the worst looking face. Like I'm talking like The Thing, body horror, John Carpenter, just.
No, Emma, we found him in the blood trees and he was very trustworthy.
Like I'm trustworthy with you guys?
Yeah,
Oh,
right?
Well,
Right?
Ordell gave him an axe. I don't think he would have to do all that sort of body horror to be possibly dangerous.
Oh,
so now he's
that-
an axe murderer.
Yeah,
The
That's-
case
I didn't
intensifies.
say that, but I don't
But it was
know.
implied. A bubble pipe comes out of Emma's mouth.
Also, Emma
What
gave him a mace as well.
What if they were looking for you? I say to the Black Archer.
I don't know why they would be. I left pretty early this morning and have been out for a while now.
What were
Were
you
they
doing?
looking before you left?
No, it's only very recently, sometime in the last 20 minutes or so, that I started noticing people going indoors.
Were you just going for like a walk or?
Yeah, I just wanted to see what this town was about, to know any escape routes if we needed them.
Did you have all your bows and daggers and stuff out while you were doing this sketchy
course.
walk around the perimeter trying to find small points of entry?
Yes, of course.
So
Still
an
don't trust
armed
these
man
people.
in black in a gated community was
They knew
creeping
that-
around with weapons.
They knew that I was here. They could have just come and talked to me if that was a problem, but nobody approached me at all.
I feel like the knights might have, but maybe a townsperson who's here
Well, then why
might
wouldn't
see
the knights
someone
have-
dressed in all black.
Perhaps that's it. Maybe I just aroused suspicion. But either way,
Emma,
there's
To-
none.
to be
I could not find any besides going up the mountain or out the gate. Or the
I
hole
don't
in
know.
wall.
The chances of Ritter being seen is pretty low anyway. We had a hard time finding you anyway, so
also, Emma, if we're talking about sketchy individuals, you just terrified a small boy into wetting his pants earlier.
you did what?
What?
We can all talk about what we have and haven't done, but I just like to say, Ritter's sweaty. We should address that. Ritter,
I told you I was moving quickly to get back here.
Emma, we'll talk about this later.
we can just put a pin in it and not address it at all. That's good. That's good with me.
So, I'm going to bring back on the table that we go look for stuff. Right? We should go see what's happening.
I think that's a good
Even
idea.
if from windows, Ordell. Even we don't have to go fully outside, but us dangling outside a window, someone holding someone's ankles. We're still in the keep.
I could
Hey?
levitate. And XC
Winter
can,
can
go into the
levitate.
sky,
No, I'm not flying.
Then you don't have to, Ordell. We can all fly for you.
and
May
we'll
I
hold your
offer
ankles.
a suggestion?
Yes, Exy.
When we were at war and a danger appeared, we would put all high value targets into the safest location. I do believe they view Ordell as high value target, or high value, not a target. But maybe whatever is causing this issue is seeing Ordell or us as the high value targets. This is
Something
the
might
most
have followed
defendable
us.
location.
Perhaps, but we're in a keep in the middle of a very deep quarry. I just would think that we're safe here and can let a guard down from outside threats, but I would worry about the paladins. That's my concern.
Then this is still probably the safest location to defend if the paladins come after us.
Well, good. Then we should stay in the keep then.
I guess so.
Yeah.
We can still move around. Have you all had breakfast this morning?
No, not yet. But we had a really good idea last night, didn't we, Emma? Emma, do you remember? Do you remember?
Oh, I know of this idea, and like magic starts twisting through Emma's fingers. It's fun. It's really fun.
It's really, really fun. It's always fun when Emma casts spells. But have you guys played Truth or Dare before?
As Emma's now turning like the deadbolts on the door. And full on like chair under the doorknob, doing everything very threateningly as well, just with a big smile. Like, so I just wedged in this bed here just in case anyone comes in and none of us get out.
I used to go to summer camp all the time, and one of our favorite games to play was Truth or Dare.
This seems... I've never played it so early in the morning.
Well, what else are we going to do while we're waiting for nothing to happen?
We are in a large building that has multiple viewpoints. If you do want to know what's happening, I'm sure we could find out without leaving the building.
Exy does have a point.
Always.
But what is knowing what's outside if you don't know what's on the inside? And we don't all know what's going on with it. And I think if we all sit down and play this game of Truth or Dare, we could really, before we look what's out there, get to look in here. And Emma's just going to go and start patting Ordell's chest because I just really want to get to know you. Emma's like full on, like does full body weeping, but then looks at Winter and goes, you just don't ever seem to want to get to know me.
Ordell's gonna put his hand over Emma's face just to try and silence, but of course it doesn't work. Emma, literally not even a minute and a half ago, you wanted to go search, and now you want to stay in the room.
What I like comes in between, I pick and choose. It's not on a day-to-day basis what I enjoy doing.
Also, you convinced us that we should stay here. Very, very convincing. Very wise, Ordell.
True.
Actually, we
Mhm.
should never question you. Very wise.
Yes. Very.
Also, XE, you could just. It's Truth or Dare in its essence is like an intel mission, right? Don't you
Mhm.
want to have the most information possible on all of us? You know, just in case one of us becomes a deadly queen and you have to take them out.
I do not understand how seeing inside can give that information. Emma, we can already see inside myself, and I rip off a piece of my chest. I can see inside as well. Why do you need to know more if you already
No.
see what is inside?
XC,
Like-
Knowing is half the battle.
it's a different game. But I am interested in one aspect. If this is something that we're doing, if we're not going to take a look and find out what's going on, which is fine,
Mhm.
I'm interested in an aspect of choice. Does the person playing get to choose the truth or dare? Or does the person calling get to choose the truth or the dare?
Oh, that is a really good question. I mean, I've always played that you can't play truth and dare like back to back, you know? So
Mm.
like if you pick truth the round before, then you have to pick dare the next time, but you
Mhm.
do get to choose. So I mean, what really happens is you get to pick which one you do first. Because we don't just play one round of truth or dare. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Statistically, that means there is no choice in truth and dare.
But the idea that you might have choices where the fun lies.
If you say so.
We don't know if we have any choices at all.
Well then,
If you want to get introspective.
I will let you all play as he's going to move the chair away from the doorknob. We'll let you all play and enjoy your game.
As Ordell takes his hand off of Emma's face and just grabs Ritter's shoulder. If I have to do this, so do you.
We both don't have to do it as you pull him backwards into the room, locking the door underneath the handle. It'd be better if you wouldn't enjoy playing with me. I'm a stickler.
Just accept it.
Oh, we want to play with you, Ritter. Some of us more than others. No, wink it. Asher.
Ashrin's literally got like a morning piece of hardtack that she. What are you talking about? As Winter is saying this, she says, some of us more than others. She's pulling some of the chairs from one of the nearby tables for getting ready in the morning and having your breakfast within the room, creating a small circle where 2 people will have to sit on the bed, and then 4 people will have to sit on the chairs that are in the room. Who sits where, as we're trying to paint a picture here?
I'm gonna run to a chair and try and like box out Ashrin as much as possible so she's forced to sit on the bed. And like bit as naturally as possible. Which is probably not very
possible.
Which is probably, I'm imagining, a little chaotic.
Winter runs to a chair, but then kind of just does it and tries to point people, but Ritter says, I'll be fine, as he sits down in a chair nearby.
Ordell's just gonna like plop against the wall and just sit.
We'll say that Ordell sits like up against the bed, but not actually on it, like back against the bed.
Has anyone else got any other like rules or anything that they would like to add?
Small one, like what we talked about last night. You know, if does anyone have any allergies? No. Okay, good. Emma begins like twisting her hands around and speaking some hellish, awful, vile tones.
I summon the powers from within to bring forth truth, so that no one may lie within this circle. For if anyone desecrates this circle and banishes the unholy truth, I banish them!
As As soon as Emma closes the windows to the room, shadow envelops the door. The rug of great and fine red furs is immediately encased in black shadow as Emma pulls it over in between all of the chairs and the bed, creating a zone of truth upon the shag rug that was once in this room. Now, instead of small little fibers, it is shadows that reach upwards, trying to grab at something or someone who might stand upon the rug of truth.
And you all have to willingly fail.
And I'll know.
I have a question.
Mhm.
The dares, how bad do we like lose our limbs and appendages?
What?
Hmm.
Whoa, what?
What? Wait. What?
No, what to you? What, losing limbs and appendages? What are we playing here?
How did you used to play it, Ashton?
Dare? I thought we were playing Truth or Dare.
Yeah, we're playing Truth or Dare, but you're telling all of us, right? No one's even asked you Truth or Dare, and you are giving us a big truth that is very telling how you've played this game before.
Were you the one that was dared to lose an appendage, or did you do that to someone else?
She clearly has all of her fingers. She removed the appendages. Let's not gloss over that.
Ritter, you're interested in my toes?
No, not...
We're already in the zone. This game is so spicy.
Ritter just kind of like puts head down and just doesn't say anything.
Let's just make a general rule that we won't do severe bodily harm to one another.
I think that's a good rule to just have as a party, period. Just to throw something else out.
I mean, if we did want to make things a little spicier, there is a different version of this game where you can choose truth, dare, or drink. But it is quite early. It depends how adventurous we're all feeling.
Well, to be fair, we're not leaving this room, so why not?
Emma pulls out a large bottle, spins the cap, and flicks it off across the room.
Emma quickly goes into a ring and comes out with 2 large bottles of... What type of alcohol would it be, Emma?
Oh man, I think Emma has looks at it, is like, yes, we have a nice vintage. It's about 20. Looks at the bottle. 20 years as she starts peeling the corners of it so no one can see how old this wine actually is. But has perhaps made very strong, well-aged fermented moonshine.
I mean, traditionally, it would just be whatever is in your parents' liquor cabinet, and then you just mix it all together so they don't notice that anything's gone.
Ordell, what's in your liquor cabinet?
I didn't have one. I had a bunch of cans of fermented fruit.
Ooh.
But that's all gone now. Looking around for the rest of them.
Can you 3 get intoxicated?
No.
Negative.
Maybe?
Emma, I've never seen you successfully drink something.
What are you talking about? As Emma picks up and takes a sip and it just pours down and slaps on the floor.
It sounds like
Raising
rain
the
as it
rockets.
bounces off of all of the rib cages and it falls to the ground.
I'll be honest though, weird taste. Airy.
You get a GFY, you know. You do.
I'll take it.
First
Sure,
off,
enjoy
Ordell and
GFY.
Emma get an inspo for their performances thus far as each other's character, but you definitely get a GFY.
Oh no. Oh no.
Wait, just to say, it's not exactly a full-bodied vintage, I'd call it though.
Wait, are you trying to tie that into the previous GFY, or are you expecting another?
I am. If I'm getting one, I'm gonna make it worth it.
Because I don't think that's how GFYs work.
Welcome to your second GFY.
Rad.
Checks.
I actually wrote it on Emma's and had to erase it. Contemplated for a moment if I was going to let you take it, Drew.
If that's the case.
I mean,
Try me.
I like that.
Right. As Emma pours out several small glasses for everybody to take a sip from, even though certainly that Ordell and XC cannot get drunk from it, seeing as how Emma thinks that she can, she does pour them drinks as well, though Asherin, Winter, and Ritter would be the only ones who could actually be affected by it. Most drinks could actually affect XC, but it's more just getting wet in the circuit board parts that you don't want to get wet and causing a malfunction. So, but you now have a zone of truth that will last an hour. This game will be an hour's long truth or dare. It is 7:01. I'm saying to keep it both contained and within an hour real time. We're all in character now.
Oh.
Don't drop character. We'll stop when we go to a break. It's truth or dare. It's Freaky Friday, Terrific Tuesday.
It's gonna be so fun. I love games.
I'm so excited. How do we choose who goes first?
Emma goes and scuttles to the center of the room. It's kind of in a circle. Takes the bottle and just spins it violently and then goes back to her spot.
And by that, everybody roll me a d20 to see who's unlucky enough. Nat 20, not going to be Ritter.
Are we rolling initiative for truth or dare?
Yeah.
Is that
Oh, that actually sounds like a better idea. Let's do that. So Nat 20. We'll go reverse
9.
order though. Okay.
We add our initiative bonus.
No. We'll just. But good call.
15.
Okay, give me 1 second. My little thing isn't writing.
Twins!
My pen does not like me. Okay, I will do this on a notepad. All right, so
Notepad.
what did you get, Drew?
9.
Okay, Asherin.
5.
Winter.
I got 12.
Ordell. Or Emma, actually.
5 as well.
Huh. Just, I'm picking who because I think this will be more interesting. And XC.
15.
Okay. Right. As Emma spins the bottle in the middle of the room, it doesn't spin very long because it is on this carpet of truth, but it does land first on Asherin. Since nobody has picked, or nobody went last, because I'm assuming we're doing the whoever went last chooses the truth and the dare. We will re-roll initiative each round. Since nobody picked, I think it would be fun to have chat go first. Asherin, you get to say truth or dare, but chat can ask the very first thing. Truth or dare?
Ooh.
Oh,
Or drink.
Ooh.
Or drink.
don't you? I thought you choose it after you know what the question is.
Oh, no.
Nope.
I mean, no.
Both
not
Jackie and
how I played
Asherin
it.
are like,
Yeah. Not how I played it.
We're playing the normal truth, dare, or drink where we don't almost murder each other.
Would be fun though.
Emma slowly puts a knife away.
Truth.
Truth. Chat, ask her a truth question.
Oh, dear Lord.
The rest will be done by people, but we'll do it for chat this time. Because why not let chat get in on the fun?
Asherin, if it's all right, Raucus would like to ask you a question.
I was going to say
he's
the
just
same.
consulting
So
some,
good.
some
Yes.
individuals from the Beyond, but just give him a freebie. Unless you want me to ask you something first, Raucus or me.
We're under the zone of truth already, right?
You have to step into it.
Oh, okay.
Emma's standing on it right now, saying like, Raucus has a question. I'm not messing with you.
God, I
Look at his little arms.
I was sleeping, having a perfectly nice sleep. And I just woke up annoyed, and I feel like I'm just gonna be annoyed the rest of the day. Like, just set the tone for the rest of the day. Oh, God.
Jakey,
Okay.
only you hear raucous, but Ashrin, you step into the zone. Do you try and resist?
I try. I
Okay.
try.
Roll a wisdom save.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, if I can see
16.
in her face she's trying to resist, I'm going to cast Bane on her.
What'd you get, Ashrin?
16.
16. As you walk into it, you do notice Emma seemingly clacking her jaw mandible and moving her fingers very quickly, and you feel a bit hesitant because I think the Bane will actually matter for whether or not you pass or not. So go ahead and roll a d4 to minus that to your results. We're going to say that the Bane just goes through just because that's more fun since you're focused on resisting this.
Oof.
4.
4. You fail. You feel compelled to tell the truth. Raucous, seeing all of the comments, Emma, you're the only one to hear it, but Raucous says, okay, I hear this all the time from the pockets. Does she actually use blood magic or not? This is very important for me to know before, Emma, you quickly stuff him back into the pocket. Like, that's enough out of you.
Okay.
I
It's a
would
good
just
question
say,
from Ruckus.
out of character, a lot of people are saying Boba's question is good, and Boba's question is not that.
I
There's
mostly
two.
saw the blood
Ruckus?
one before, but I'm down to go with
Oh.
Boba if that's what you prefer.
Don't worry, Ashrin. You'll be asked both.
It's kind of what I
I'm
figured.
just trying to please
The pocket.
We're
majority
doing the
vote.
blood magic one. You can be asked by
Okay.
Winter a very specific
Okay.
question at some point.
All right.
You're
So-
not getting out of either of these questions, girlfriend.
We're warming up easy, Ashwin. Ruckus would like to know, could you explain to us about your blood magic?
Ooh.
Mm,
Remember, you are under magical truth. Everything you say is by oath, as Emma scuttles away.
mhm. Mhm. Well, I mean, okay. And Ashwin is going to instinctively put her hand on the hilt of her dagger, the blood dagger, She's going to instinctively touch it and then sit down. And what do you want to know? If it's blood magic or not?
Yes, but how does it work? Because I've already figured it out, but I would like to hear you admit it and explain a bit about it.
Right. Well, it's one of the last good memories I have from before. I can tell you how it works. That's easier for me as the zone of truth is like kicking in. I open it and I open it and I open it and then I just do, this just casually like, and then I let it happen. I do the shing and, I kind of just ask like, a question like, is this a good idea to be doing this? And then in my brain, I just know if it's good or not. And I've never doubted the answers from us ever since. So.
As you cut into your palm, and it hears the question as the blood almost like a magnet pulls towards the ruby pommel and sinks into it like wet sand. It disappears before everyone's eyes. Some people, this is the first time that they're seeing it, but you ask it, I ask, hey, like, is this a good idea? Resoundingly in your head, you hear, whoa, this is not a good idea to be playing this game, before you sheath the dagger back once more. But everyone does see the blood disappear into the gem in the pommel of the dagger.
Oh, I didn't put it in wrong. Don't mind me. It's a gift from Mom.
Well, it really is a magic dagger.
Good job, Astrid. See? It's fun, right? We're all having fun.
She just like stares into it, gets lost in it, like actually looking at this now instead of using it as utility and actually like admiring it. She's just like, yeah, it was fun.
Ashrin does this as she walks back over to the side of the bed. Before Ashrin, you want revenge on Emma. You know you're going to call upon Emma next. After this first round, we'll kind of do the and you can pick someone individually, but you feel compelled that Emma has got this coming. What question would you like to ask Emma? And Emma, truth or dare?
I think Emma's feeling bold after like a heavy truth. Emma's gonna go with a dare for now.
So Ashrin steps out of the zone of truth and immediately just like shakes it off of her, gets out of her brain, just stops overthinking and just like, you. It's only fair. I choose you next.
Raucous, if you want. Okay, yeah.
No.
Just shoves Raucus's head back down. Emma like scuttles up to the center, but like kind of doing the thing where she's pigeon toeing outside of the zone of truth, like just being like, fine. Steps in.
How was hooking up with Spade?
You asked dare though. Emma did.
Oh, dare. Okay, sorry.
I did, but
but that's
Emma
a pretty good one. If
will
you want
answer
to change
that
it.
as a. You know what? Yes, truth. Let me tell you about Spade.
Please.
And Emma fans herself a little bit.
Winter immediately gets her book out, by the way.
Now,
oh Lord.
In daylight, a passionate man, you know, caressing, cuddling, kissing. But when the lights are out, he was a shadow monk. Now, shadow monk, in case you all don't know, they can vanish from one shadow to another. So I want you to imagine what it's like to have all of your needs taken care of by one individual. And this isn't a one-night affair. See, we used to go to places where lots of vampire and undead enjoyed, and there would be weeks of nights. So there would be weeks of Spade and I didn't know where I started and Spade ended. And didn't I use some of my magic to enhance things for him? And let's just say if I were to pull a card out of a deck, I would hope to God it's a Spade. Does that satisfy? Because I know I was.
Yeah. I don't know what else I expected.
Excuse me.
Winter
I
might
will
need-
be right back, everybody. You keep playing the game.
Winter might need to roll a Constitution save. So many adjectives.
Emma, you've already picked on Ashrin enough, but now that you are standing there, you always have wanted to pick on Ordell.
Oh, I do. Ordell, truth or dare?
Dare.
There's some fun ones. I have one I really like.
Chat
There's a
says,
fireplace in here. You've told us all about this thing you talk to. I want you to call on it in front of us. Whatever the face in the fire is, I want you to show that you are chosen. You're here in the keep. There is nowhere closer.
Ordell's gonna get up and go over to the fireplace and sit down, just like a nice big plop in front of the fireplace. Ordell's gonna reach in and grab a coal.
go ahead and
hot
roll me a
coal out of the
percentile. As also, yes, Jakey, you do get an inspo for that, as did Ashrin.
Thank you. Also, I'm going to cast guidance on Ordell.
What'd you get?
I am upset. That's a 95. I am upset.
With the confidence of a man that somehow feels that he can just talk to a god on a whim. Ordell goes and sits down cross-legged in front of the fire and picks up a burning hot coal. Any other coal that he might have chosen by random or by accident might have burned his hand. But luckily, it seems that whoever you were talking to before was listening in on your conversation and was this exact coal that you happened to pick up with your 90-5 as you pick up a hot coal. Some of the soot on the edge of it immediately comes off onto your hand, but you hold it out towards them as if for proof. Everyone now sees the face, and a bit of soot coughs out from the edge of this coal, and you can see the burning hot embers making up the mouth and the eyes of some face on the edge of this coal.
Are you pleased?
I'm gonna be honest. I had the dare. I had no idea of a follow up if something happened.
Hello, Mr. Fire God. Can you talk to us too?
Turn me around.
Oh. Are these... Wait. Will you answer our questions? Put it in the zone of truth.
What are you doing here? You might get.
Ordell just like reach over the zone of truth with his deity?
Emma, you feel this deity resist your pulls to call for the truth. It says, why have you called me here? Where are we?
We're in
Can
a
you
room.
hang up? Can you hang up? Can you get him to come later?
You get a GFY for hang up as a term.
I'm okay with that.
Can you drop the call, drop the call, drop the call?
Is your fireplace running?
Ordell, I'm sorry.
Hate you.
This is how Ordell dies. We're in a room. We're in cavity.
Cavity. I think I have people there. Who is in charge now?
Ignis.
Rixie.
Ignis. Its eyes seem to grow wider. Before, as you're holding the coal, it begins to lose its heat from being out of the fire for so long, and the face fades from the coal. But you can tell it was surprised to hear the name Ignis.
Ordell's gonna toss the coal back in the fire and go plop back down against the bed.
I attempt to catch the coal before it lands in the fire.
Roll me a dexterity save. Also, Ordell, winter is on your mind.
That's a 16.
You absolutely catch the coal. As you do so, it lost some of its heat, but it didn't lose all of it. So you feel that it's hot. It's very much like a game of hot potato. You could easily throw it back into the fireplace and not be harmed by it if you're quick enough, or you could hold on to it and take a look at it and observe it if you'd like, but you might take some damage.
I am going to attempt to be sneaky and make it look like a throw. Oh, I place it back in the fireplace, but I'm actually going to pocket it and I'll take the damage.
And not take the damage?
I will take the damage.
Okay, I was going to say, that's not really your choice, but I do respect the confidence.
You can't hurt me. I have plot armor.
You place the coal quickly into one of your pockets. Seeing as how you're going to feel it until it stops burning, you're going to take the damage a few times. Roll a sleight of hand for me.
That is 15 plus 3 is 18.
18. That's everyone save Ritter. Quickly just looks at the coal fly towards the fireplace and resumes the game. XC, however, you quickly put it in your back pocket as your butt cheek slowly begins to burn hot like an ember, but you will be able to hold it long enough to where you won't take too much damage, but you are going to take 19 points of fire damage slowly as this burns over a few minutes. Ritter sees it, but he chooses not to say anything about it. You're certain
Is it
that
kind of
he
like
saw-
when you you set a hot pan on like your countertop, and it's just like slowly just burning a hole
It's
into
got
the
good heat
countertop.
dissipation. You know, XC is mostly iron and aluminum, but you know, it will still hurt it a little bit there. But yes, Ordell, you feel that Winter definitely needs some comeuppance here. She wanted to start this game.
Winter, truth or dare?
Dare.
Hmm.
Dare's a more fun.
I dare you to read a section of your fan fiction.
I mean, if you wanted to see some of my literature, we didn't have to be playing the game. But sure. So my book is divided up into, for no reason in particular, 4 different chapters. Would you like chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, or chapter 4?
3.
Okay. She stood there, looking in what appeared to be a mirror. She reached her hand out. Flesh coated the bones. She touched it gently. The bones traced along her hand, her palm, and up her arm, and it almost felt as though the flesh was returning to her. She looked at herself, admiring what she saw. She stepped in closer, began to trace her hands up to her face, caressing the bony cheekbones, which now were kissed with flesh once more. She reached in and pulled the figure close, embracing her. You'll have to pay for the rest.
Welcome to your free trial of Audible.
Is it?
Oh no.
Ooh, I like the
I call
leaving
that
out
chapter-
who she is.
I call that chapter, the Bone Queen.
I call that whole book that. But Winter, I mean, truly, you are curious about Ashrin and Ritter, but you're not going to miss the chance to ask XC something or make XC do something. Inspo, yes, by the way, for both of you.
Exie, it's your turn.
I am not biological. This is a biological game.
Actually,
It's
you
not
have
true.
to.
Affirmative, General.
Yes, sir, I'll play truth or dare, sir, whatever you say for my country.
So, truth or dare?
It sounds like an arbitrary choice. You may choose for me.
Winter, if I might, he has learned how to lie recently, so make sure he stands in the truth ring. If
I am sorry,
true.
I have not learned how to lie.
A lie.
He's good.
Anyway, I'm going to pick dare for you. Have you ever heard of a game called Knock and Run?
Negative.
Well, what you're going to do is you're going to go out into the hallway and you're going to find a door. You're going to listen. This is the important part. There has to be someone inside, because if there's no one inside, then it's not very fun. And then you're going to knock and you're going to wait, and then you're going to run away as fast as you can.
Understood.
You can do it now.
Affirmative. I walk out of the door, open it, move the chair, open it, close the door. I turn down to the long length and begin walking.
As you walk out, you're going to have to walk through the main corridor. When you do so, you see 4 guards instead of the 2 that were there before, standing nearby the door with the bar across it, seemingly preventing anybody from coming inside the keep. All of them no longer weapons holstered, but out and at the ready if needed, though not directly holding them upwards, just holding their weapons as they see you walk by. A few of them looking out the windows. They say, XC, right? Are you okay?
Affirmative. Just looking for some doors.
Okay, please do not leave. Unsure of what's going on. Do you stop for them at all, or do you just keep walking?
I keep walking, but I end with affirmative. Will not leave. Thank you for the warning.
you sense he was about to add more to the warning, but it's just fine. Before kind of goes back to his spot at the window, you can hear his voice trail off. There are 4 doors on this side of the keep as well, mimicking your side from before, seemingly to be more guest rooms.
Can
The
I
first
just-
door.
Sorry, can I poke my head out so I can watch what he's doing?
To confirm.
Think-
Absolutely. You see, it's pretty far down the hallway, but you do see XC. There are 2 doors on your left, 2 on your right. Which one do you look for?
The first door closest to me.
Okay, so the first door on the right, you go up and immediately knock.
No, I listened because I was told to listen first.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was knock and run immediately. I forgot about the listen part. Go ahead and roll me a
I do
perception
not
then.
forget.
Yeah, you do not forget.
Oh, that's a perception of 3 + 7, 10.
Good. You put your ear close to the door, but afraid to touch it because that may be considered a knock. You're not sure of the rules of the game. So you decide better of it. And just standing outside the room, you cannot hear anybody.
Head to the next door.
Okay. Go up. Roll me a perception there.
7. 7 + 7 is 14.
You do seem to hear some muffled voices behind the door. What seem to be 2 women and 2 men speaking, but you can't quite tell what they're saying.
I knock on the door.
Okay. Do you knock and then just stand?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I figured. As XC knocks on the door, Winter, you're looking down, expecting him to run back, but concerned as he stays there. XC, you knock on the door. You hear a deadbolt latch open itself upwards before a man in his mid-30s or so with long, curly, blonde hair, wearing sort of corset, almost like a regal or noble attire, opens the door and looks through a chained lock. So he says, "Can I help you?"
As he sees me, I make a loud pitch. "Ee!" My head spins once, and then I bolt back towards the group.
Zing, 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 as XC quickly sprints across. You hear a concerned "Oh!" from behind the door before they close the door, completely confused as to what's going on and terrified as they've been told to stay in their rooms. You run back through the main keep and see the 4 men that are guarding the door and looking at the windows. They see you run by, now holding swords out and spears towards you as they say, "XC, what did you see?"
Oh! And I keep running.
Winter, XC runs back towards you, sprinting into the room before XC.
Oh, hold on. Is
yeah,
Winter keeping the door open, or is she going to close it before I get there?
No, I'm gonna keep it open. Like my head poked out, but only enough that like it closed on my neck. I turn back and go, "He did it! He did it!"
XC,
I
then
slow down and then walk into the room.
okay, you slow down right as you hit the door, just kind of an immediate stop, and then turn in, close the door behind you, and recognize that Ritter's the only one who hasn't gone. You recognize that, but that's not the first thing you have to say. You did return as Winter now sits in her chair giggling, very much like a schoolgirl.
Good job, Exy. Was it fun?
I do not understand concept of fun.
Did you experience joy?
Joy is an emotion. Did you experience joy?
Yes.
Is it something you want to do again?
Do you want me to do it again?
I think he liked it.
Whose turn is it? I look at Ritter.
I don't know. I think it was back to Ashrin.
Exy, now now
No.
it's your turn. You get to pick somebody, and then you get to ask them truth or dare.
A giant, like, silent image arrow appears above Exy's head, and then just like neon lights surrounding him of just like it says "Pick me, pick me."
You mean Ritter, I assume?
Ritter, yes,
Yeah.
sorry.
No worries. Get that.
Yeah, no.
We'll
I-
attempt this.
Emma.
Richer. Truth or dare.
There, XC.
Affirmative. 011010101101101001001 011100110011001 00110001001 0110110000110.
Anybody get that so
Um,
that we can Google translate it? Because I know Alex did have the actual binary for what he's saying there set up. So go ahead and take your point of inspo because I know you did. But Ritter says,
I
"Oh, go ahead, go ahead."
was gonna say, actually, you're gonna have to say that in common.
My Warforged is a bit rusty.
I do not believe I am able to say this. I can show.
That's fine.
Oh,
XC walks up to Ashrin and plants a big old kiss on her.
Ashrin,
Oh,
XC kind of headbutts you a little bit because he doesn't have lips. But it's not really a headbutt so much as it is suddenly an object is pressed
Little
against your
lightning
face.
shot.
Before, bzz.
Little electric shock goes off.
I jump back and I like push XC off. You're gonna shock me?
XC, I think XC just kissed you. Emma, I think that XC just kissed Ashrin. XC, did you just kiss Ashrin?
I understand.
That word is not in my vocabulary.
I understand.
Ritter, that's your dare.
Ritter stands up and walks over. As XC goes to sit back down, Ritter says, "Hold on." Grabs him by the shoulder and kisses XC's metal with a kind of smug smirk on his face before he pats you on the metal. Says, "You should have just asked, my friend.
I did.
Anytime." Well, I guess, yes, you technically did.
I have so much more material for chapter 4.
Ritter looks with some confidence before kind of covering his face, a bit embarrassed, even though he knows what was desired, trying to turn it back on XC. Before he says, "Okay, why don't we forget this? Let's just pick who we want to go. Does that sound good? Whoever goes last gets to pick, just like we were doing before, but no longer the DM saying."
So it's your turn to pick someone, Ritter.
Okay. All right then. Ordell, do you place any stock in what the paladins are saying and why we're here? Do you believe that for even a second? Because we're putting a lot of our lives here in danger on this. Please step on the carpet.
Ordell gets up in the middle and looks Ritter dead in the face, and I don't know if I put stock in them. What I put stock in is finding out about my past.
I guess that's fine. That'll do. If that's enough for you, then that's fine for me.
Easy question, easy answer. And Ordell's gonna go plop back down by the bed.
Ordell, then you get to pick.
Emma. Like elbows.
Funny enough, Emma, I have to know. You said you had 3 wishes that you wished through your patron, and they all backfired. What 3 wishes were those?
Oh,
Drew and I made this whole thing
Huh.
for it, which is now out the window because whatever Jakey says is canon.
You just did that to your own character.
I know.
Very brave.
Emma, and goes, well, I'm going to start
Are you?
by saying I was.
That was so perfect. I'm going to start. Jakey is a master of suspense.
Wishes, so I found.
Oh no.
Oh, this is why I asked Jakey.
You've seen, and
He's just gonna continue.
Yeah,
look,
he's just
all right. I like
going.
the first. I'll say my two
Oh.
wishes were what I really liked, but my first wish, the ring I wear on finger. And, and I am walking down a street.
Oh no. Oh no.
Someone
Nice
shout,
tunnel.
Oh no.
oh god.
This is so much better.
See, that's why I asked. I wasn't worried.
5,000 ping.
5,000 ping. Holy crap. Oh, so good. Well, how
It's
about...
Perfect timing.
Bouncing from 5.
Oh, hey, it's been bouncing from 5.
Oh wait, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
It's bouncing
hey.
from 500 to like 5,000. Right. Ah, there it is again.
There it is.
Goodbye.
Okay, Emma,
Oh.
very quickly, what were those 3 wishes? See if you can hit it, and if you can't, then just type it in the chat.
I think Emma was just going for one of the 3.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like I know her so much better now.
Oh, I'm gonna. The first I
all 3.
disconnect again. I can't tell when I'm connected
You're like
Just
half and
assume-
half.
Just assume you're never connected.
Yeah.
and not.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The suspense.
Honestly, I don't know how. I've got nothing connected. Like it's brutal. I don't.
It sounds good now, not to
Yeah,
jinx it.
Yeah, I
but-
think you're good now.
Okay. All right. So the first wish was I had my ring. Someone shouted at me. I didn't like that they shouted at me, and they kept following me and yelling things at me. And it was someone who was against tiefling. So I thought, what if I wished he was inside out? And so I watched a man from mouth to everywhere else get flipped inside out. The weirdest thing is my patron decided he's going to stay alive for this. So here I'm watching this person flip inside out. So that's wish number 1. This is why I prefaced and had long pauses, because I was upset and you know, he said some awful things.
Wait,
Anyway, so wish number 2.
Emma, did you
I
like
wished-
that?
that wasn't part of the question. Wish number 2 was that I wished that I could have a polytheistic connection and be granted power. So I wanted connection from one god. I wanted that power. And it kind of worked. I have connection.
Things were going.
Connections.
You had
And oh god damn it, I hate this so much.
Emma, that first wish was so concerning. I don't actually want to know the other 2.
Good way to play that. As you all notice, Emma didn't actually even have to step into the zone of truth for that first answer. Emma just seemed like she was ready to expel it once somebody finally asked. Emma was ready to give. And then that's when Ordell says, just the first one will do fine. Before Emma goes, I was totally in the zone of truth. But Emma, if you can hear us, who would you like to go next? And then we'll truth or dare them.
Not only that, we can keep a little bit of what we did.
Sure.
Going to pick Winter if I'm here.
You are here.
Yes.
Yeah, we heard you. Yeah.
Oh, great. Truth or dare, Winter, or drink, because no one's been. I see. Hasn't done.
Well, I picked dare
I'm
last
not-
time, so I'm gonna pick truth.
You can do this, Emma.
Okay. I'm probably gonna discard any fucking second. So I'd like to admit it isn't it.
Just if you
Yep.
can hear us, type it in chat.
The worst part is I can see all of you. Jakey,
I can hear everything just fine. It's in my upload speed or something. Anyway, I'm just gonna type it.
Yeah, we can hear you right now. Go quick.
Why? What drew you to following Ordell, and what drew you to actually finally sneak up to him?
Oh, okay. Winter's gonna step into the middle, into the circle. And I'm not gonna try and resist the zone of truth.
Okay.
So I have been aware of Ordell for quite a long time. I don't know if he knows this or not. And I'm gonna my eyes dart over to Ordell and then back, but I have been visiting him for years. I didn't always have a lot of friends back home. And Ordell didn't look like he had a lot of friends either, but he always looked like he had a purpose. And the other children were scared of him, but I found that purpose amazing. And I wanted to learn a little bit more. So I started visiting him. And then I met Ash. And she was interested too. And so I would take her. And whenever I spoke to the other children about Ordell, they didn't seem to understand why he was so special, but Ashran did. And then we were kind of playing, I guess, a game a little bit like this. And I dared her to do what I always wanted to do, which was go a little bit further, and she did. And then I guess that gave me the confidence to do it too. And now we get to travel with you every day. And then I'm gonna go and sit back down. Oh, it's my turn to pick. Ritter.
Before you go, Ritter, if I may, real quick, Winter, I do remember that girl that tried to approach. I do also remember scaring her away with a pipe.
Why wouldn't I want to come and see you?
What a chance meeting.
Ritter, you have to
Wholesome.
pick truth.
I've never played these rules before. Could I? I'm technically allowed to pick drink, aren't I?
I mean, technically.
Losers pick drink.
Roll a intimidation, Ordell, for peer pressure.
Emma absolutely daps up Ordell as he's getting into it now. Just like a yes.
+4 is a non-nat 20.
Ooh, got a 19 total. So truth is fine.
So, you were traveling with a woman a while ago, and you aren't traveling with her anymore. Exactly what happened to her?
He steps into the zone. Emma, you don't feel any resistance from him. This isn't terribly much of a secret anymore. I've talked to Ashran about this, but we lived here for some time in this land, providing for ourselves and our own. But when we were asleep one night, some raiders came and took us both, actually. And we were in their camp for, must have been months, just working as slaves and hardly fed. But she was far more a fighter than I was, and couldn't take it anymore, and fought back. I think she killed 2 of the guards before they took her down. She didn't even have a weapon. It was tragic, but brilliant to watch. But she died. They were horrible to us. But in doing this, she did give myself and a few others an opportunity to escape. I would have gone in to save her, but there was a gate between us. I couldn't. So once I saw that they killed her, we fled. And now my penance is to return and kill any raider that I can to make amends and avenge her. She was the only one of the Sharakai that was ever good to me, and so I feel I owe her that.
Thank
This
you
is
for
just-
answering.
This is just a sad room. No.
It's not so sad. We've got more of them than they've got of us, so.
It's your turn, Ritter.
XC.
Affirmative.
If I asked, because I'm curious, and I've never seen a Warforged work before, would you let me? Truth or dare first, I guess.
I look over to Winter.
To
I
be
believe your
truth.
rules state I need to choose truth.
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 Do you know what your soul is made of? I know how Warforged work. Would you let me see sometime? Would you let us here see?
Mm.
I am sorry, I do not understand the question.
I can see, if you're willing, I can pull out what originally is inside of you that makes you tick, the soul that your mechanisms run upon. We could see that here and now. I don't know if you're ever
That
curious
sounds
about your
more
old
like
life.
a dare.
No, I asked if you would ever let me. But here and now would work too.
If I ever would let you see my soul, my power source, I can show you my power source, and I sort of get ready to remove a piece of armor.
No. It's different than that. Warforged work different, surely you know. But if no is an answer, that's fine too. That's a truth that I would have been happy to hear.
I still do not understand the question.
Can I see what you're made of? Who you were in a past life? Would you let me do that?
Oh.
I have only ever been XC, GB134-XE.
That's not.
I do not have a past life.
That's true of this life, but not of your past. Do you not know how Warforged work?
We are powered by a piece of energy called a soul.
Exactly. Would you like to see yours? Could I see it? Would you let me? Is the question.
I have physically seen the soul. I can show you now. I do not understand.
XC, he's asking you to see what made up the soul before it made up your body. It's like if someone had a bottle, and before that bottle became a bottle, it was sand, and the sand was forged into the glass, which made the bottle. Your soul was taken from someone who passed, was turned into a conduit for you to live. There was a person before there was a soul, XE.
Error. Are you implying that my energy source is not me?
No.
They are
is
one and
you.
the same.
Yeah.
Error. The energy source powers me. It is not me.
No worries. That I think my question's fine. That's a fine enough answer for me. We'll leave that be.
XE starts to I guess the closest thing to it is look like a fetal position into the ground, and begins to slightly rock, and you hear this underlying error sound coming out of him.
Hey. Ritter goes down as if to comfort you and put a hand on what is your shoulder. I didn't mean to cause
As
any
soon as he
distress.
As soon as he tries to touch me, I will, of course, use my usual human contact is not advised.
Okay.
Programming denotes.
Fine.
Contact is not made.
Just you
Emma
choose.
leans
Just
over
you
to
choose.
Winter. Emma leans to Winter and goes, "This game was a lot funnier on paper."
I mean, I guess who invited Ritter? It was me. It was us. We did,
Yes.
yeah.
I didn't mean to make it serious. I thought it would be fun, something like a fortune to tell. Sorry, I tried to be fun. This is what happens. Actually, you make your choice. You go. Error.
And I'll make this easy. Emma, truth or dare, quickly.
Dare. I picked truth last time.
Perfect. I dare you to take off your head and put Ruckus where your head goes for the rest of the day.
You could have just asked that outside of the game. Emma like spins her head like just like this huge like jerking motion, like pops it clean off and then rolls it between the hands, and then pops it in the hip spot, and then takes Ruckus and just like puts him on like a little pedestal.
Ruckus sits.
Enjoy
up at
the
top.
view.
Ruckus sits up at the top and says, "I am the powerful one now. They must bow to me. I will be the Bone Queen, a ruler terrific and magnificent." As Emma, you continue to hear the horrific speech. Everybody else just sees on top of Emma's head. And then Ruckus points and says, "You then! I want to dare for you!" Pointing to Ashrin. Nobody can hear what Ruckus is saying, but they do see Ruckus point to Ashrin.
Look, Exy, look. Emma doesn't have a head anymore. That's interesting, right, Exy?
That is also an error.
It is. It is an error. Can you help us, please, to make sure that this area is safe?
As those words come out of your mouth, the whole of Exy's body goes silent and stands up, activating Overwatch protocols.
Thank you, Exy.
Silence, machine! Slave! Give me a question for her. This is your last command! Before he points down to you, Emma.
I will give a friendly reminder, Ruckus, how cold my hands
Silence,
are
witch!
and how open your body is.
I am you now. You answer to me. For putting its hands together on top of your head. Mimics you casting Eldritch Blast, but it's just a puff of shadow and smoke that hits you in the face, like a smoker breathing a puff into your face.
Do we see
Well,
that?
You do.
Ordell, this has been a great dare. This is going to go swimmingly for the rest of the day. Anywho,
I like it.
Ashrin, truth or dare?
While this is happening, I see Ruckus point at me. I just like.
Is she mocking me? Give her a good one.
According to Winter's rules, I believe it's dare, isn't it?
Excellent.
Oh God.
Ashrin, Exy demonstrated something earlier for Ritter,
Why am I the
and
only
Ritter bent the
one
rules.
that has to put up with all of this?
Now, that being said, you can choose if you just wanted a peck. I'm not going to force you into something more uncomfortable, but I'd like you to first step in the center. And why don't you tell us which you'd prefer, a peck on the cheek or a kiss on the lips? And then continue with the whichever.
You know, whichever she could kiss
Hush,
Exy
you
either
Archer.
way.
Put your mask back on. As hand like limply smacks Ritter on the cheek.
Now, I'm gonna step into the circle. I don't believe I've known that my understanding of truth and dare is very different from what you all have, but I feel like just a little bit. I know my beliefs can be a little bit weird. I just feel like I'm not consenting to this
Yes,
at all.
I agree.
That's why I'm saying you say what you prefer, just a gentle peck or a kiss.
I mean, technically, she could drink.
You could drink if that's what you'd prefer.
I'd prefer to smack you on the side of the head. That's what I would prefer.
She is not lying. She has not tried to resist.
Sure, of those options, but that wasn't in the options. Of drink, peck on the cheek or on the lips, which do you prefer?
Personally, I would prefer drink. I know I am backing out.
Good.
I'll do 5 shots. I'll do 5 shots to make
You
up for
can-
the one thing I'm not doing.
Ashrin, you may just have a drink. That is fair in the game. This is a game. This is a game. Games are meant to be fun. If you're not having fun, we're not going to make you do anything. We've already had people spill some hard truths, and we broke XE for a solid while there. But we tease you about this stuff, Ashton. But you always have like choices in these things. And if we went too far, I apologize. You know what?
No.
Emma steps in the center, pulls her head out of her rib.
Hey,
You
put
may
it down.
smack me upside the head.
You all just-
Turns the head. Shut up.
Right. You know what? There, let tap. I'm just like, why are you guys so insistent on putting me with somebody who like looks as old as my dad? And do you know how old my dad is?
To be fair, you did wrestle the first time you met.
We're just teasing, Ashrin.
That?
And-
This is all your fault. And I point to Ritter.
Well,
What did I
You
do?
shouldn't have sneak attacked on me.
You.
It's just it's not fun if you don't get mad about it. Like if you would just chill,
That's it.
we
This
wouldn't keep teasing you.
this
I
game
point,
this game
No,
has gone on for far long enough. One more.
no, I'm stopping. I'm stopping. And I put it on Ritter's cheek and I just walk away. Done. There. Happy? Happy?
This is
Yes.
It's your turn, Ashrin.
Uh-oh.
One more, then we really should see what's going on out there.
Hey, we've got 5 minutes.
Ashrin, it's your turn.
You know what? I choose XE because he has been the nicest about all of this.
Oh, yes, because he's been so nice. Let's put him into error mode again.
Right? My temporary trauma made me forget about XE's trauma, so I am retracting my choice.
Hello, Ashley.
As you are allowed.
Do you require from me?
Nope.
Do you not want to engage with me?
It is unfair of me. It's unfair of me to engage with you, so I am. Ordell.
Oh no.
Dad, Ordell. Dad,
What have I
Dad,
done
no.
wrong?
Ruckus, give me something.
What have I done wrong?
Nothing,
Nothing,
nothing.
actually. We just don't want to break you.
Too late.
Yes. Dare.
Ruckus. Help, I can't think.
I have
You know,
the
I'm
best
still-
idea for her. If I am you there, and pointing back down to Emma's head one more time. Deliver my wishes to Ashrin if she is to ask a dare of Ordell.
Still.
I think you should streak, Ordell. I think you should get butt naked and you should streak.
And I'm still standing in the cone, and I'm like, I'm just flustered because my first kiss was from a robot. No offense, XE. And then my second kiss was on my hand indirectly. I just feel like it was wasted. Okay?
Did you say first kiss?
Yes.
I'm glad the robot said it before I did.
That was also my first.
Those were also
Aw,
mine.
That's
Aw.
nice.
That is cute.
What? Wait, are we all just kissing each other for the first time? That's so nice. Who
Should
here
we-
hasn't kissed?
Oh, Emma, kiss me.
Okay. Just like grabs her, just bones to face, just clack sound.
Do I kiss Ruckus?
No,
or do I
no,
kiss
she is
Emma?
mine. I would
yeah,
like
kiss
to
her.
kiss Winter.
All right, Ruckus, hand up there and just.
It's like a Muppet kissing somebody, just the whole mouth.
That was my first kiss too.
As I talked
Wow.
about the spade thing, I have kissed so many times. Like a lot.
I
Like everywhere.
I spent my adolescence watching an undead man play with things in his front yard.
I mean, so did I, but it wasn't the front yard. Fuck.
Odell, I think you have to kiss Ritter now.
No. I think
I can make it more palatable, and
Rub-
he's gonna remove his face.
actually,
Oh,
do you try?
I do.
Oh yeah, the blood.
This is
You have a
gonna
beating
hurt.
heart now, my dude.
Just
Ordell.
rip my face off.
You grab part of your
And
skin,
with that, we get a break.
and as you do so, you pull upward, just like you have done hundreds of times. You pull upwards on your neck, jerking very quickly, not knowing your own strength. Your skin rips, and blood begins to pour out of your neck. As, yes,
well, this
Alex,
is-
very
this is-
apropos, it is time for a break. It's 8:01. Why don't we come back at 8:08? 7-minute break. We'll see you all very, very soon. Make sure you enter that giveaway for later tonight. We'll be back after the bloody truth or dare. Bye.
What the?
Ordell just commits seppuku.
Welcome back from the break, everybody. Jackie gets her inspo by zooming in heavily on her dog. If you could
Turned
throw
into a
your
dog.
yeah,
I
exactly.
want mine. Give me mine.
Inspos
Look at my
to the
sad
two
dog.
of you.
Bravely babies.
Jakey's just trying. Yeah, bring the babies. Jakey's just trying to go find his cat for inspo. I'm sure.
My
But
my baby is asleep. I could probably call Fat Cat though.
All I'm saying is,
that is a
Emma
rude
better
nickname
not
for
go
your husband.
unconscious.
Come on, that's not okay.
because I'm at 9 inspo right now, so Emma better not go unconscious.
As Emma gains one more inspiration, Jakey actually gets it and it goes to Ordell instead.
Yeah, and I just rage quit and flip my table.
Right. Sorry. That whole last hour was a lot. I'm glad that you all enjoyed. It seemed in chat. I'm definitely feeling that this will happen instead of beach days like season 1. This one will be when we need some light brevity. It will be camp days for Truth or Dare. We'll break out the flames and the marshmallows. Truth or Dare continued. The duration of all of these questions lasted several hours as you went through. Several smaller, unimportant ones went through, like it always happens in Truth or Dare when everybody's kind of afraid to be who's the first one going to ask people anything interesting. That whole part that we just saw was the very end of Truth or Dare. The beginning was, do you like it when it's snowy out? What's your favorite season? Just to test if people will actually do what they're supposed to. So for the first few hours, you all played Truth or Dare until it ended in this chaotic screaming match between everybody, where seemingly on par for the theme for today, another loud knock on the door, this time almost mimicking yours, Ordell, comes into the room as you all are having both a fit of laughter and cries and screams and pointing and a loud boom, boom, boom.
Actively bleeding out of my neck.
Yeah. Absolutely. A loud boom, boom, boom hits the door as Ordell pulls up, and then the sound happens. What are you all doing? Ritter kind of looks up and grabs to his knife briefly before then looking concerned over towards you, Ordell. And, what happened?
As sees pretty much Overwatch duty next to the door makes sense, so I will open the door while this is all happening.
Ordell, you quickly kind of fall to your knees, holding up the blood. Everybody kind of rushes over to see what's happening to you. Septexi, who opens the door. You're greeted with Ignis at the door.
Oh, no.
Who opens it up and says, was concerned. I thought I heard something going on in here. What's happening? Before he pushes the door open past you to kind of let himself into the room.
Or I will let him
Gurgle.
try to push past me and
Oh,
push
yeah.
the door open.
Absolutely. We can roll an
Oh,
opposing
no.
strength.
That's 20. So strength is +3. That's 23.
Ignis is quite strong, and you're certain that if he really wanted to, he might be able to push past you. But his kind of surprised attempt to push open the door is quickly met by your metallic foot at the bottom of the door, stopping it dead in its tracks as he now looks at you in the eyes. Fire burning behind his, because that's what happens, but now more out of concern than
My
anything.
party is indisposed at the moment. Is there something you require?
I require to know why he is bleeding. What is going on here?
Can you see? The door's not really open. Sure. It is a parlor trick. We are testing out our abilities.
Roll a deception.
Gurgle,
Nope, I am
gurgle.
taking inspo on that one. Because I
Okay.
I'm taking a 3. All right. That's a lot better. Deception is +0, so I guess that's 16.
I did not, and I do not know when a situation will come in handy where you should fake bleeding.
Emma,
Oh, there's so many.
Emma, heal me.
Okay. Smack, cure wounds.
Well,
Was there a reason you came to see us?
I heard noise, but we must speak. The feast will begin soon, and I must tell you of what has gone on for today. It is of grave concern to me.
I will advise the party we will be ready in 10 minutes.
Please do. I will see you in the hall. Before he leaves, but
Affirmative.
he stops to look at you and then down at your boot for having stopped him. He looks up at you. Roll an insight for me to see if you've picked up on enough social cues to kind of get what he's doing.
Fuck no, not with a 2. You know what? I'm gonna burn another inspo because I am inspo burning today. 17 + 2 is a 19. No,
19.
+7. 24. I can't count.
24. As Ignis kind of looks down at your foot and then back up at you before turning, you get a quick sense of this kind of humble person that he's been, very, let me offer you whatever I can. As you challenged him, is very quickly faded in his eyes. You can sense he's holding back a how dare you as he leaves and walks back towards the center of the keep. Before you
Close the door.
close the door. And how much do you heal Ordell for? Emma.
Let me see. Ooh, 7 + 4, so 11.
11. That's enough for Ordell. Your hands are now covered in crimson. Before a few drops make it down to the floor, Emma quickly says, just a moment, before pulling your hands away as the pain immediately hits as Emma slaps her bony fingers onto your neck, blood trickling through her bones before shadows from the floor begin almost pulling upwards and sliding the blood back into your body, and a small stitch begins to form of shadows before your wound is sealed and closed.
It's going to be a new one. Thank you.
Why did you do that?
I used to be able to take my face off, and I apparently not anymore.
Can I roll a medicine check on Ordell right now? Based on like the fact that this is the first time Emma has seen him bleed.
Absolutely. You did see him take his head off one time. Well, face off one time. So
Yeah, like even in combat, like Ordell does not bleed. I'm gonna use guidance on myself. Ooh, baby. What's that medicine at? Sorry, new sheet. Who dis? That's a +7. Oh my god. That's a 25.
25. Ordell obviously is bleeding. He never had a beating heart before. It must be the beating heart inside of him that is causing blood to pour out. You're concerned by this, especially since you felt all of his extremities prior, what would have been over a week ago, and felt no pulse on his arms or legs.
Can I check if he has a pulse now?
Yeah, absolutely. Ordell, do you let Emma kind of do some poking and prodding?
Yeah.
You run your fingers along the inside of his wrist and feel. You do feel a pulse now that you didn't before.
So it started with a beating heart, Ordell. You have a pulse on your neck and wrists now. You
Winter, read me another passage from your fan fiction.
Okay, chapter. Which chapter do you want? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Just something quick. I don't care which one.
Okay, the introduction. So, the 4 sexy friends met at the wall. They looked at each other with trepidation. They knew what was coming.
A blush is gonna go to Ordell's face.
Blush. Good.
So,
Really worried
as
there for
someone
a second,
who
Drew.
is someone who's a master of avoidance, Ordell, you are becoming alive. Like your cheeks are a little rosy right now. You have blood and a beating heart, and Emma runs over to like wherever those like little things that they give you like places for like food. I'm assuming like some people have eaten. Eat this apple. Just
This all sounds like a good thing to me. Would you not want to be alive again? As you taste
with his lifestyle, no.
As you taste the sweetness of the apple, you recognize that pain that you felt. You thought maybe it was sleeping wrong, maybe it was the long journey, but no, you've started to feel hunger again. That's what it was. You hadn't felt it in a lifetime. And as the apple makes its way down, it feels so good.
I am concerned that I have to eat.
I'm sorry, the food part is where you're concerned?
Yes.
Ordell, humans have a thing where when blood runs through them, sometimes that connects with this. We, XC, you and I, until now, didn't really have that. We just had our souls that were running us. You are aware if you become a fully living thing, you might change. Like, not like, haha, fun, like Dad Ordell. Like, you might become whoever the fuck you were before this. And Emma points at all the stitches and marks and marring.
Can I examine some of Ordell's stitches, if he'll let me?
Yeah, because
We have
Ordell's just standing there.
5 minutes remaining.
Thank you, XC.
Winter, do you go and take a look?
Yeah.
Roll an investigation for me.
The reason I am concerned with food is I am large, therefore I need, apparently, a lot of food to eat to maintain my mass.
I used an inspiration because I rolled badly, but my second roll was a nat 20.
Solid. As you observe the stitching and the wounds of a Frankenstein style on Ordell that you've always seen before, you've noticed the threads that hold pieces of Ordell are still there, just like they always were. He's easily able to take his head off if needed. They always had been there, but you notice the skin that is kind of held together over the skeletal structure that was Ordell is healed itself. You pull on one of the threads, there's no longer a mark. It's just a scar going across his neck and his cheeks, across his nose. As you remove the thread, there's nothing there. His skin will hold itself together just fine.
Ordell, you're becoming a person.
Actually, I think there will be 2 of us today having an existential crisis.
Do you want me to help you take the threads off? Do they itch?
And you just start seeing him just start scratching a little bit now that you pointed it out, and just like, oh no, we have to be at this feast in 3 minutes.
3 minutes and 47 seconds.
But it's a good point. I do have to bring something up before we go. Since I was out when they were looking for somebody, I think it best to avoid speaking about that. We don't want to make them suspicious of us.
Emma starts like rapidly casting prestidigitation, like cleaning Ordell, so just seams and things are flying off of him. Anything that would be considered dirt and detritus, just Ordell is just like everything flies off of him.
Yeah, Winter's also gonna cast prestidigitation at the same time so that we can, if Ordell looks like he wants to get rid of them.
Yeah. Definitely, like with the scratching and everything, is like now that you had to point it out.
Ordell,
just like
not
1
only
minute 32.
do the stitches fly off as the magic begins cleaning you, so does the gray that mars your skin. You begin to feel a little bit of color return to your body.
What?
It is gray, but it's a brighter version of it. Where you were almost looking at something pallid before, there's color underneath this. It's not just pure gray. It's slowly returning, but it will take some more time probably to see what's really there.
I'm internally freaking out, and I think I need at least a day to figure this out, but we'll have to worry about this later.
Okay. Do you want your cape back on?
Yes. Can you make me look gray again?
Maybe not in a minute and 2 seconds or something. Exie, how long do we have?
13 seconds. 12.
13.
11. 10.
I prestidigitation some more grey back on.
At least on my face. And Ordell's gonna like go run back to the other room where all the stuff is and grab the cape and just like...
It's not that Ordell isn't gray anymore. It's what you were basically looking before was Brie's
now there's
filter
blood
was
running
Ordell.
under.
Yeah, there's a little bit more life and color underneath it. But as
I hide
Exie
it.
counts down 3, 2, Exie opens the door.
Ordell's gonna run back to the other room, grab the cloak, and just cover up as much as he can.
After you all.
Okay. And you've been here the whole time.
I just think that's best.
Yeah, I heard you slept in Ashton's bed. And I walk out.
We learn nothing from Truth or Dare as Emma kicks open the door and walks out too.
Emma and Winter walk out first. Who all follows? Ashwin looks disappointedly towards Winter. Ritter says nothing.
Ritter, I'm sorry, but it's kind of your fault.
How is this?
You tackled me when you first met, so that's it. Yep. And I just walk out the door. Yep.
Go last, closing the door.
Ritter follows along. Everyone walks towards the main hall. Exie, the area has completely changed from when you went out before to look at the other doors. There is still a great brazier in the middle, but there are 2 very long tables, both on the northern side and southern side, in between these 2 braziers here. Several paladins, including Elijah, Sasha, and all of the others, Adam, Ricky, William, My Duke, and Rythus that you met before, are on the southern side. Altogether, maybe about 20 paladins of the flame sit on the southern side. Ignis sits with the 2 other warforged that you met before, Coax and Medi, as well as several other warforged on one side of the northern table, but leave 6 chairs on the northern table open for you all to sit in.
I'll go and I'll sit down in one of the chairs,
Who
holding my dress
sits
down.
directly across Ignis?
I feel
think I'll
like
sit,
probably
like-
Ordell would, maybe.
Yeah, I sit like one across,
Okay.
leaving a space.
Perfect.
Sit next to Ordell.
Ordell's got like his cloak like covered up as he just like awkwardly sits.
Emma's sitting by Winter. Also, I need to be right back. Sorry.
Winter, you say you delicately kind of sit down a lot more prim and proper than the others do.
wipe down the creases in my dress and hands folded on my lap.
I reluctantly sit on the other side of Winter if there's room.
There is. There will be now Ashrin, Winter, Ordell, Emma, Ritter, XC. XC, where would you like to be?
I would like to be
XC
next
was-
to Ordell if possible.
Okay, yeah, then so we'll go Ordell, XC, Emma, Ritter. Perfect. So, as you all sit down, Winter, you pull out the creases in your dress. What were you going to say?
I was just helping with where we were.
Gotcha. Ordell, as you sit down, clutching and covering yourself in the coat, Ignis reaches his hand outwards, not to touch you. The table is far too long for that. There's probably about 6 feet in between you and Ignis on this very large table. He says, "Are you cold? We can make the flame greater."
No, I think I just caught a cold last night. Achoo.
Medi, could you please go have a look at?
Shh.
No, he's fine. He's just we've been playing Truth or Dare this morning. It's really fun. If you would like to play sometime, we can do that together. And I dared Ordell to pretend that he had a cold. It's just he has to stay in character like that for the rest of the day. You know, camp stuff.
Roll a deception for me, Winter.
It is true.
That's the face of a high roll.
Yeah, 13.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was just Truth or Dare.
Ignis kind of cocks his head before he says, "I haven't played that game in a long time. It's very hard for Warforged to take it seriously. But you must be experts. You must teach us all."
Oh, of course, later.
I would not advise a Warforged to play that game.
Indeed. But I would advise you all, please, let us begin the feast. We have prepared many a different meals for all of you. Anything that you like, you may have. Feel free to pick from the table. As several what look to be servant people come out with large trays full of food, grapes, large loaves of bread, soups, broths, large haunches of meat, legs of turkey, some carcasses of pig with an apple stuffed in its mouth. All of the things that are traditionally roasted over a fire, that's kind of their thing. That's what they do here. Very many different kind of roasted and grilled drumsticks, salads. Even those are kind of the roast salads with chicken upon them. If you are vegetarian, you would be picking around it here. They seem to eat very well here as this spread is laid out before them. The Warforged, including Ignis, sit there with nothing in front of them, but seem to kind of mimic and try and take up the mannerisms of those around them, save Ignis, who doesn't do anything with the pleasantries. But Medi, Coax, and several of the others pull up napkins and stuff it inside of either the coat or a metallic pocket to look like everyone else who dines with napkins above. But if you want it, it's pretty much there. If not, they do say that you can request any specific food. With that in mind, what would everybody be eating at a feast like this? I always wonder.
Winter will be very proper when at the table. So we'll take the napkin and lay it gently across her lap. We'll make sure that all of the right spoons and forks are in the right position. If it is, how ornate is this feast in terms of the plates and things that we have in front of us?
Not very. The silverware is pewter. It's not silver or anything like that. This is not a fancy feast by any means. It's just a very plentiful feast.
She will still maybe like swap the knife and fork so that they're on the correct side, and like polish the pewterware a little bit, and make sure that she isn't the first to eat.
Ashrin, what would you
That
be
would be
eating?
impolite.
Of course it would be.
I think she would eat all the protein heavy things, so like the roast.
The roast. Ashrin grabs
just the
the
roast.
whole roast. She doesn't take a piece off, she just slides a piece of the roast, or the plate of the roast, towards her and nods to the others as the rest of the tray goes down. Ordell, what would you be eating now that all of this looks so good to you?
I'm gonna imagine Ordell's like actively eyes darting at all of this delicious looking food, like little dribbles of drool coming down, but isn't gonna eat anything as to not draw attention to the fact, because I don't believe Ordell has ever eaten in front of anyone before. At least, yeah, okay. So he's just gonna sit there, looking at all this now tasty looking food.
Ritter grabs several of the preserved type foods like summer sausage and cheeses and things that a ranger would typically be used to having, as well as some sweet jams to put upon them. Ordell, or not Ordell, Emma and XC. Oh, go ahead.
I do have a thing real quick. Winter is sitting next to me, right?
Correct.
Winter, can you snag some of this for later?
I can try.
Are you quiet as you ask her that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I kind of like look around the table. It's very uncouth to remove items of food from a banquet, but I'll try and
Sneak some.
as
Roll
we
me a
eat,
sleight of
sneak some
hand.
things. Because you know that's
Since
what the
Ordell doesn't
necromancer
wanna
does
do it.
best. Oh, maybe it is. Nope, not natural 20, and I rolled a 19.
Perfect. Winter, as you keep eating, you do the drop my napkin as you take like a whole chicken leg and wrap it up in one. Actually, could I get a new one? As that happens several times, but it doesn't break decor to be clumsy. It only breaks decor to steal more than your fair share.
It's been such a long while since I've dined so fancifully.
Emma or XC, do either of you eat anything to play along, or is there anything you would like to request specifically?
Because Ruckus is still up top, right?
I would assume that you put him back unless you want it to be that way.
I'm gonna, before we entered the room, I think Emma like looked to like Ordell, and then the whole blood thing, they both kind of like I think the dare can pause because things are stressful enough. So Ruckus just gets unceremoniously like shoved back into a spot.
Inside the pocket.
Quite slave. As she smiles. But yeah, Emma's sitting at the table doing like, has empty glasses and things, and is like kind of mimicking other people eating, like giving too many like, yes, of course, a fine vintage, but like is not having anything, and is constantly looking to cast prestidigitation on Ordell again, so that like every hour it is refreshed and his face is gray.
Exit.
XC looks over to Ordell. May I request something?
Yes.
He then looks back over to the other Warforged. Do you have a Thunderstone?
We do, yes.
I feel to be part of this celebration, it would be useful for us to partake.
They kind of look at each other all back and forth for one moment. Medi stands up and leaves the room for a while as the feasting goes on before returning quickly with a small rock that seems to be etched inward with a rune and cracking both in a bright yellow and blue hue. As Medi is holding it, you can almost see the hair on several of the actual humans stand up on its end. Winter, you're lucky your hair is braided. Ashrin, you can kind of feel the ends of yours slowly start to float up as if you're near one of those science balls, a Tesla coil, but not quite touching it. It's not like you're just Einstein now. But Medi places the stone down in front of you. It says, all of us here use flame, not electricity. Feel free to partake. We will oil our flames in celebration with you.
I understand. I would like to perform a short ceremony to thank other automatons in our presence.
Please.
Put the stone down in the middle of the table. I'm gathering that they'll understand what to do, so they'll put their hands towards the stone but not touch the stone. I'll touch the stone. And then I proceed to very, very quickly, because I won't do it over voice, spew out a whole bunch of zeros and ones.
Can somebody
then I'll touch the
translate that
stone.
in Google for me? Because I know Alex did it.
And then I will touch the stone.
As you touch the stone, you feel a sudden jolt of electricity fly through your finger that touches it and all the way out to the rest of the Warforged. They instinctually pull their hands back as electricity is not quite as soothing for them. Of course it says biologicals. Is not quite as soothing for them, thank you, Jakey, as it is for you. As they let go, the electricity now flows freely through your body and not theirs. And in doing so, it quite literally feels like you've woken up from a long sleep. You haven't been able to feel this energized in a while. All of the lights on XC are noticeably brighter, and some of the rust on XC even begins to fall off in several places on his body, almost as if self-cleaning now that he has the power to do so. As the other Warforged look at each other and then kind of in line, in almost a gravy boat, there is a small thing of oil that they pass between each other, opening their compartments, dripping a single drop in as you hear it, and the flame brightens up as they pass it along. Ignis noticeably holds his hand up, saying, "None for me," as he allows the rest of them to, in the best way Warforged can, celebrate with a drink. It feels very good, XC. Been a long time. As not much is said during the feast. Everyone seems to just be focused on the meal in front of them, chewing down. You can tell the quality of the meal by the silence in the room, and there is. The paladins behind you on the southern end of the room, however, are a bit more loudly, as they're not exactly used to this. Several of them are farmhands. There's lots of conversation, lots of ale being passed back and forth. You're in a much more sophisticated side of the table, though again, Winter, you know this is nothing like the balls that you've had to go to before. After maybe about half an hour of just feasting and stuffing yourselves silly, and Winter gathering maybe 5 extra small turkey legs on the side for Ordell to have later, Ignis finally places his hands flat upon the table. "Are you full to where we can begin speaking?"
The food is delicious. Thank you so much.
Great.
It is good manners to converse
I would-
while eating.
Go ahead, sorry.
While at a meal, it is good manners to converse with your company. So, yes, let's do that.
Good. I had hoped to be able to speak. Forgive me for any deception. This feast is largely for the men and women who do the work, and in celebration of you, but a time for us to talk. I have many questions, but first, to show my appreciation, I have gifts for each of you.
Oh, there are presents.
Of course, we are gracious hosts here. Before he raises his hands outwards and snaps a metallic snap on his fingers, almost sounding like a bell as he does so. 4 young boys, one of which you very much recognize, Emma, dressed in dapper attire, walk out from a side room, all carrying several small packages wrapped in intricate paper. Emma, you hide the skull, but not the rest of your body, as the young boy stops before the others kind of push him forward, as they all lay out presents before each of you. Ignis says, "Some of these are fresh, though some of them I confess to reusing as is appropriate." Looks over to you, XC. "Forgive me, I did not have time for a gift to make for you, but instead am repurposing an old item that I find you will like most dearly."
I'm sorry. Are you re-gifting?
Repurposing. The
It's
previous
like a
owner
hand-me-down.
is not alive anymore.
May I ask you a question, Ignis? Was the person alive when you gave them the gift?
It was a part of them. I gave them
Oh.
nothing.
Wow. These presents got a lot more interesting, and I'm going to quickly unwrap mine, hoping for some form of body part.
Winter, Ashrin, Emma, and Ritter, you all see a medallion with silver chain and painted a bright red, the same symbol of the flame that they all wear, that is now emblazoned upon Ordell's chest. It seems to be a insignia of their order that they give to you. Ordell, as you open up your gift, you find that the box is a bit bigger and the paper a bit more intricate as you pull the ribbon and it folds out into a small crown.
Okay.
You pick it up. The crown itself is different than you envisioned for your crown, but Ignis says, you asked for one, and so I tried to deliver. As you pick it up, the whole thing seems to be
yes.
made of very freshly forged iron with a gem encrusted onto each side, a ruby to mimic the flame. The front of it kind of very crudely made into that same type of symbol of the flame from before, as it's just one kind of almost rebar of iron that would go around your head.
No, thank you. Yes, I had forgotten I gave. Yes, thank you. Dell's gonna look at it awkwardly a little bit. Put it on.
XC, your package is a bit longer than the rest. It's maybe about a foot in length, though not very wide. As you undo the bow on it in a smooth motion, flipping it open, you notice a barrel with holes running the length of it, polished almost titanium in appearance. This looks to be an attachment of sorts that would possibly go on the end of your rifle.
May I see if it fits?
Please, I would hope that you would.
I stand up, take off at the gun, attach it in, and then see if it fits.
As you find your universal Warforged socket, as all dwarves would have made at one point in time.
Everything.
Righty-tighty, you know. You find that this seems to function very much like a silencer for the end of your gun. When firing your weapon, you will have advantage on stealth rolls to be detected. If you fire from far enough away, there is no chance of them finding that you shot it, and making it very difficult for them to locate where the shot came from. People will have disadvantage on finding you as you fire your shots.
This can prove to be very useful. Thank you.
I do have to just ask, are these gifts cursed?
No, I did not check. Would you like me to?
Well, yeah, that would be great. I would prefer if it weren't cursed. If it's cursed, I mean, I can work with that as well. But yeah, is it cursed?
Ignis looks over to Medi as he stands up and asks for your medallion.
I'll hand it over.
He grasps it before walking out of the room. He'll return with your answer. Please do not feel obligated to wear them, but we wanted to show appreciation for your time here and let the people of the town know not to fear you with these medallions.
Oh, thank you very much.
But once again, I confess for a bit of a disillusion. These gifts now come at a pardoned time. I have horrid news to tell you. though I may require your assistance sometime soon.
Of course. What's wrong?
Your safety is, of course, of my first concern. However, there were 4 men in the dungeons of this keep murdered last night.
Is that unusual for the dungeons?
We keep a close eye and a close watch on them, but we do not know who did this nor why. We worried for your safety, but checked the entirety of the town, but could not find any weapon that would show how this happened. They must have escaped.
Was it 4 of your men, or was it 4 prisoners?
Prisoners that we captured on the road, raiders from the south.
What happened to them?
They were all cut upon their throats and wrists, left to bleed and die.
Emma gives the worst stink eye to Ritter right now.
Ritter seems to have his head down as he's eating his meats and cheeses. If you've seen anything in the town, please let me know. I have a favor to ask of you of this, as several of these raiders killed a man in the town. His wife deserves to know that the men who did so are dead. I would ask that you come to help me give the news. I'm sure she would be most happy to hear good news from you all.
Of course.
Happened to the bodies?
They still remain in the dungeon, though we plan to burn them on the pyre tonight before you.
Might I have an audience with them?
Can you clarify?
I would like to see them, if possible, before they're burned.
Of course, we will get you down whenever you would like, though I request you go with an escort.
Of course.
I'll join you, if that's all right.
Perfect.
Emma cast message on Ritter. You have a 25 words with this for a confession. Now.
I did it. Say nothing.
Emma says nothing.
Ignis says, very good. We will go there after the feast. I am pleased that it was not you all. Instead, people who mean nothing at all. In the grand scheme of things. Still quite concerning, as you might imagine, but now I can put away my grim attitude and return to that of envy and jealousy for those who get to see you for the first time tonight, Ordell. We are so excited to have you here. I am excited to have you here. We have been waiting for some time now.
Yep. Yes.
Will
I am honored.
will the Flame Lord be there as well?
We cannot call him at will, though some do try. Perhaps Ordell might be able to.
Oh,
Ordell's gonna just like nudge Winder. I couldn't possibly.
wait, you could though, because he was at Truth and Dare this morning.
Excuse me, the cold that I'm pretending.
Are you sure you would not like Mehdi to come and take a look at you?
It is all right. Thank you. Ordell's just gonna like go into the cloak a little bit more.
I hope that the medallions treat you all well. I hope that the barrel of an old friend of mine's gun allows you safe passage in the night here. And, Odell, I hope that the crown pleases you. But if you would, I would like to show you off to the people here.
Sure.
Very well. Oh, Ignis stands up, imposing in his height once again. He once again looks like Grievous with flames instead of the heart inside of him. He's quite a tall figure and matches you in height, Ordell, as he stands up, kind of beckoning for you to stand up as well.
Yeah, Ordell will get up.
As Ignis walks around to the table, now on all of your side, close to where the brazier is, Ignis reaches his hand out as if for you to grasp it.
I grasp it.
He walks you over towards the brazier before kind of pulling his hands upwards and outward to address. Suddenly a silence kind of falls over the other paladins, mostly as Elijah makes everyone shush and listen, knowing that this is the cue for Ignis to speak about something. As Ignis looks and says, "We have finally found an arisen," as several claps and cheers come rushing from the crowd here. Before he holds his hands up, says, "But our deed is not done. We will storm the capital and end this plague of undeath through the guidance of our arisen. But I also recognize that this task is not an easy ask. I worry for all of our safety, and you are but a stranger to us and owe us nothing."
If I may, I would need to confer with them, and he points to the rest of the party on what we shall do. We think of things together.
Agreed. As Ignis leans in to whisper to you to something that only you would be able to hear from him as you're near this roaring and blazing fire. "An out for you, my friend, if you decide that this is not the path that you wish to take. I can make it very easy. You will not be known as any hero. Your friends will not have to go on this journey for you. You can leave, and you will never have to return if you should choose not to. Or you can be the hero you are destined to be."
Ordell just, okay.
Look how close they stand up there. Hey, Winter? I bet you they're saying nice things, whispering back and forth. It's nice. It's good. He's got friends.
It's very nice. It's nice to see him branching out, exploring different avenues. I don't like how much they're referring to wanting to just eradicate all of the undead. That is a little unsettling, but it's good he's socializing.
Also, storming the Capitol, that sounds like something idiots would do.
Yeah.
Breaks the fourth wall.
Is not even American.
The Canadians allowed to say that.
Oh my god, I didn't. So dumb. So dumb.
I was gonna say, you're dropping a storm the Capitol and you don't expect someone to make a political joke?
Ignoring all of that,
I like that.
Ignoring all of that and any sort of, as the robot chicken, the names and places of anybody that might be familiar are purely coincidental. Appears before everyone. Suddenly, Ignis leans in once more and says, "Truly, if you need to know more or are at all concerned, please seek me out tonight. I can answer many questions."
Okay.
Before hands on the shoulder. "We have feasted. That is all for tonight. I have much to do, and we have bereavement to right the wrong of. Continue eating if you must. We'll have more times for merriment. Prepare yourselves. I do not know when we leave. but I know it to be soon. Good night, all. Before he bows down, and everyone at the tables kind of holds up their gloves and removes it to show their symbols, almost in a show of support, holding their hands upwards. Everyone then places their hands back down as Ignis nods and kind of walks you by the shoulders back over to the table. Says, "Now, Winter," before Ignis sits back down, "please go speak to the prisoners as needed if you want to examine them. But be careful and be quick. We burn their bodies as soon as you ought to be done."
Okay. Ordell,
Mm-hmm.
shall we go?
Let us go.
Maybe we can find out what mysterious creature killed them.
I have thoughts.
I will also join for this venture because I love supporting my friends.
Okay.
That is very kind of you, Emma. Thank you.
Do anyone else want to come look at dead people? Or
I'm so
I feel like maybe
stuffed.
we should all go.
I think I'll just keep
you.
eating. I'm not quite finished. Ritter
I need to
says.
walk this off. I'm so full.
I think it'd be best if we all came. So get a little to-go thing, you know?
Well, if Ashrin wants to go for a walk, I will take some food to go and...
Ritter, you're making it worse. So you don't have to bring my name into every sentence that you say.
It's not.
I will monitor and keep Ashrin safe.
Then I will continue eating.
Very well.
Right.
We will meet you all.
let's go speak to the dead.
As
I
Winter
mean-
literally skips over to a doorway that Ignis points out. Before you do so, Medi walks out of a near one before says, "Hold on. I have your medallion." The flame kind of dangles, and it seems to be almost brighter, as if Medi had some time to polish it briefly. "Hey, Raiders. I see no curse in this medallion, but I am a novice. I did my best, but I see none.
Oh, thank you. Is it just pretty?
It's a symbol of our order. Those who wear it are known to be friend of the town, and you will not be looked at by townsfolk in concern any longer."
Okay. Thank you. I put it in my bag. And I'll...
I feel like as Ordell's walking away from Ignis, he gives the classic like white person just
That checks.
Ashrin and XC grab their medallion and the end of XC's new gun barrel, which you can either attach or just keep separated, whatever you'd like to do, but choose to go for a walk. Are you going to leave the keep or stay in the keep for your walk?
Well, considering I kind of broke the rules on the way here, I'd like to follow them and stay in the keep, personally. And then she belches.
Okay.
Do
Sorry.
you need some fresh air, Ashrin?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I believe we can access the battlements.
Okay.
If you ask for that, one of the attendees shows you the door that would lead you upstairs on top of this keep here to where you could at least have, maybe about 50 feet of a straight line before you'd have to turn and get a real walk in if you'd like to do so, and a view of the town. So Ashrin and Exy head upwards as Winter, Ordell, and Emma begin walking down the stairs. It's not very far before you reach the dungeons, though it is winding to help prevent some of the sound from passing upwards into the top of the keep. There are torches lit on the walls that keep it bright enough down here, as there are two women clad in guards mail and chain with spears that now sit on two chairs looking over the bodies and seeming to be waiting for somebody to come and relieve them of duty. As you approach, they stand up expecting to see an officer here before they kind of loosen their guard before. "Oh, hello. Are you... You're friends of the Risen, right?" And then Ordell makes his way around the corner. "Sir, what can we do for you?"
I understand that you have some dead people in just in there. May we see them, please?
Emma's gonna quickly cast message on Winter. Ritter did it like if they hear it, like we're in trouble.
Yeah, of course. Do you need to go in there? The cell has quite a bit of blood. We could unlock it if needed, or you could just look from the outside. Ignis was pretty sure that we should not remove the bodies until time to burn them.
I am a necromancer. And I wait for the ore.
I'm
Not
sorry.
Of the Corcrucians.
They apologize. I'm sorry. That must be a horrid life.
It's wonderful, but also that bloody cell right there is pretty much my bag. So, you can come in as well if you like, or otherwise, I'm just gonna super casually solve this mystery for you, by engaging with these corpses.
Would you like us to open the lock then? I don't know of your magic or your ways.
Yes, please do. I will need to touch the blood.
Right. One of them reaches up to the keys and unlocks the cell door before opening it. We'll just stand back here, shall we? As they move up towards the stairs, both getting away and preventing your escape if you do try something too funny.
I'm gonna sit cross-legged in front of the cell, just inside the cell. How much blood is there? How much blood are we talking?
So let me paint you a picture of the room. So there are 4 cells in here. There's stairs that lead downwards into 4 cells, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. There's a walkway from where you're standing, and the cells are just kind of sloped inwards down towards the bottom. It's both kind of meant to make the prisoners have to live in their own excrement, but in this case, meaning there's a quite literal blood bowl at the bottom.
I'm gonna go to the blood bowl, sit cross-legged, and kind
Inside
of
of
like
it?
look, just like at the lip, so that I'm on the precipice of the pool of blood. And I'm gonna like look back up at Emma and kind of like, and then
Once she looks back, Emma's gonna like just kind of twiddle her thumbs and make silent image start to spiral, so the blood starts to pool up and like faces and shapes start to move through it, emulating whatever bodies are there.
and I'm gonna like kind of just dip my fingers into the blood, and then I'm gonna start to like make some hand gestures, and using prestidigitation, I'm going to start to chant in Infernal. I'm just gonna say peas and carrots over and over again in Infernal. Peas and carrots, peas and carrots.
I used thaumaturgy to make it way louder as well, so it just like echoes and reverbs.
You hear one
I'm-
of them say, "She's speaking Infernal. She is a necromancer." And one of them recognizes the language, but not what you're saying.
And I'm going to continue this dance, interacting with Emma, and like checking back at her for quite some time, and then I'm just gonna stop and like slump my head down, and like the blood just dripping from my fingertips, and go, "It is done." And
Emma
then
runs over and like starts like cradling her and be like, "Oh yes, you dear thing." And I'm casting prestidigitation, so the blood comes off of her, and it's just like, "Oh, you overexert yourself. Someone get her a warm towel."
One of them runs immediately up the stairs. Roll a performance, Winter, at advantage.
I'm
Has
also,
guidance too.
I'm also
Cordell's
gonna
just gonna roll his eyes.
Okay, cool. And guidance, D4.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So 26.
You and Emma were more in sync than you've ever been. It was very much the Mickey Mouse. What's the old cartoon where he's like controlling all of the
Fantasia.
Fantasia, that's it. It was Fantasia of blood. As you moved your right hand upwards like an orchestra, a body of blood seems to fall inward and splash in the blood, though none of it actually happens. It just mimics like it does. You two were so in sync before falling downwards as Emma pats your back. One of them immediately, fully vested in this, runs up to get some sort of hot and warm towel for you. The other one simply falls to her knees, a single tear coming out of the left side of her eye, and says, "Your magics are most vile. What did you learn?"
I need to regain my energy and my composure. It is an arduous task to speak in a room that is so damned. You understand. I will gather
Course,
my
of course.
thoughts and I will pass the message on.
As the other one runs down with a soaking wet hot towel, she kind of holds it outwards as if like, "Don't touch me," daintily holds it outwards.
Emma
towards you.
snatches it and be like, "Back up! She needs her room." My word.
They both
Has no one
backs
ever been
against
around
the
a
wall.
necromancer? And just like dabs her forehead, just like,
Thank you, Emma. Thank you.
of course.
As Emma kind of stands Winter up as if to walk up towards the stairs. The two of them do that dance where as you walk, they move in any way as far away from you as they can for you to go up the stairs and leave.
Ordell this whole time has just been like standing perfectly still, just watching all of this happen. Like, what the fuck?
Ordell literally holds his hands up as they walk up the stairs. "What was that?"
It was magic.
You have a moment here where you're certain if you whispered on the stairwell before you exit the door, you could between the three of you.
Odell, it was Ritter. We need to get the fuck out of here.
Mm. We need to go back to the room.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I must bathe to cleanse myself of the evil that we have encountered this day.
Winter says as she throws open the door.
Like pushing the two of them up the stairs. Like, enough.
We'll come back to
No,
that.
Odell, carry her. Carry her, Odell. It makes sell it. Sell it.
Fuck. Ordell will flop her over his shoulder.
Not much showmanship. As Emma walks behind, kind of pouting, but still trying to sell it.
We'll come back to that in a moment. As Ashton and Exie, you get to the top of the stairs and find yourself in the brisk open air at the top of the battlements. There are 4 towers at the edge of this keep that you could walk to. They are kind of open in their bottom so that there's no actual door to have to open or close to go through, so you can walk continuously around this thing. As you have a vantage point here of the quarry or cavity city that you're in, but mostly you just have some time to be to yourselves if needed.
Thanks for walking with me, XC. Oh yeah, I really needed this. Oh man. I was gonna say I need to unbuckle a buckle because how much I ate, but you're not really accustomed to that, are you?
Negative. Usually unbuckling a buckle allows me to repair myself.
Oh, yeah, it's biologicals. Our tummies get big when we
Affirmative.
eat. So. Yes.
Are you okay? You do not seem to be your normal self.
I'm just out of my element, that's all. You?
I am in a very rare situation where I am confused.
Oh, do you want to talk about it? Maybe help process it more?
Unsure if that will assist.
We can try.
Affirmative.
So this is where you start to talk about what's confusing you, Exie.
there was discussions today about souls, and there is a confusion that my power source may be different being to me.
You are muted.
Do I have to continue?
Sorry,
Am
my
I
vocal
muted?
box.
No, not you. You're
Got
It's
stuck in
still
my vocal
squealing,
box.
by the way.
Okay. Sorry about this.
Bzzz. It's all good. Don't worry about it.
It's XC's error code. It's just like a
Error.
high pitched buzz now.
He just has like a neon hum whenever he's anywhere and it's too quiet. This is the time a fly will come by, hit him in the eye, and just fall.
It is because you are too shiny.
Is it still doing it?
No, that's better.
No.
That's good.
Sorry. Got food stuck in my throat.
Do you
That
need me to remove the food from your throat?
Nope. But people just need to stop touching me today. I am fine. Thank you for offering.
Do you have similar command protocols as I do in regards to physical contact?
I don't know what you mean by command protocols. Can you elaborate?
They dictate what is and is not normally possible.
Yeah, I mean, usually we call that our upbringing.
Does your upbringing state that there should not be physical contact?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I would like to then apologize for initiating a physical contact.
Oh, no. Don't need to be sorry. Sometimes your upbringing and maybe your protocol is not really meant to be followed all the time. Sometimes it's written by somebody who had a skewed viewing of the world and a skewed beliefs. But it's not about me right now. It's about you, XC. Let's process your confusion. So what? Your soul? I mean, what confuses you about that? I have a soul.
From my understanding, your soul is part of you and who you are and how you think. Is that correct?
Yes.
The soul, I guess he tries to do inverted commas in the air.
Zzz, zzz, zzz.
The soul inside me is a power source. I have no association with it being part of my thinking. Up until a few hours ago, I did not even believe that this soul was able to think. And now I am not sure.
Well, I mean, it's just like me. If I didn't have a soul, I wouldn't be operating either.
Negative, your soul is associated or linked to your thought processes. Correct?
Yeah, but how do you know it's not linked to yours?
Because my thought processes are located here, here, and here, and my soul is located here, and I point to different parts of the body.
But how do you know that?
It is in my programming. I just know.
See, the thing is, my
Allow
soul.
me to try to help you understand. If I remove, I will not. I understand you are concerned about contact. If I remove your soul, are you still able to think and operate? Or is
No.
that associated to the soul? For me,
That-
I can remove this soul and put another soul in, and it will still power my thoughts, and my thoughts will not change.
I mean, theoretically, if we could switch souls, like for some reason, somehow today, two people we know switch them for some reason, I mean, it'd be different thought processes. but they'd still operate.
Maybe we can try that with you one day.
With me, I think there are a couple more people in the party that are more viable, but we could try it. I mean, I always say to try everything once, so
Understood. We next time we encounter a soul that is not part of a body, maybe we can investigate this idea further.
yeah. And actually, I don't think you should be so hung up on it. I mean, at the end of the day, the only difference between you and me is I'm made of flesh and blood and you're made of metal. But we both have our own personalities from our soul. We both have our own, I would say, beliefs, but you would call them protocols. It's different terminology.
Are you able to see your own soul, Ashrin?
Oh, I am not. I mean, have been tried. I don't think I am.
Would you like to see my soul?
That's not gonna break you again, though, is it, Exy?
You cannot break what is already broken.
Oh, Exy. Usually, what biologicals would do now is we would hug, which is like a sign of closeness and friendship. May I see if this does anything for you?
I will disable my human contact protocol for this.
And then you go one arm like this, one arm like this, and you just bring it in.
Xy's arms come in and create the lightest of potential touches, as if it's like a cloud nearly of just that, even more like a static energy between the two, um, between Ashran and Xe here, so that there's not it's a more of a metaphysical contact as opposed to a physical contact.
Okay, I mean, that's a step closer. And just tap, just tapping. How do you feel?
I feel like an Xe.
Do you feel like our relationship has grown just a little bit more?
I have only ever removed my human contact protocol once before, so you must be closer to have that removed.
Right. And I mean, just what? A few days ago, you learned how to lie? I mean, Exy, I think you're not giving yourself enough credit.
I did not learn how to lie. Ha ha.
See. And I stretch like, see, Exy, you may not remember. Wait, I was gonna say you may not remember much from your past life, but I, you have way more in you than than you think you do, Pixie.
I still do not understand this past life. I remember everything from when I was operational. There is no life before initial operation date.
I mean, there has to be. I mean, who put the soul in you? Ordell didn't even know you were there.
The soul was put into me by the dwarves when I was created for the war.
Right. Oh, right. Sorry. I was getting operational, the terminology mixed up.
It is okay.
But I feel like you've just grown so much since we've joined, and I think you could just grow exponentially more, Exy. So
I
let's
hope
just
to not grow too exponentially, otherwise I will not fit into my cape anymore.
and then that's where you undo a buckle to make room.
He undoes a buckle and his right arm falls off.
Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I try to redo the buckle.
As Ashton and XC enjoy a laugh, even if XC doesn't necessarily consider it a laugh. Ashrin enjoys the moment and feels a connection with XC, even if there's a consistent debate in chat. And I think some people are nailing it, as Ashrin was like, wants a foster child that goes up to show love to the child of XC that has never felt love before, and it's just so good. While that happens, I will return down to Ordell, Winter, and Emma, who open up the door as Winter says, but it just takes so much energy out of me, as Ordell is carrying Winter over her shoulder. Ignis quickly stands up and approaches you and says, what did you learn?
Please
You might-
explain.
Oh, sorry. That sounded like you were muted.
Yes, of course. As Emma like pats across her face. Well, you see, it seems that the soul contact now, blood magic is strange and esoteric in nature, but the words were passed on as some kind of blood pact among them, a joint suicide of some kind. Each of them doing something as if they were calling upon something, a revenge on all of you. But I believe that with the magic that we have cast, it has likely halted these things.
With what weapon did they do this? The cuts were clean.
Clean cuts? Did you see the blood everywhere? I do believe that they were desperate and with their own fingers. People in dire situations do dire things. The beyond often grants terrible, terrible things. I mean, look at my face, as she like lifts it up and like pops it back down. The mortal confines are not as we see.
Roll a deception. As Ordell, dad size.
Can I assist with that?
Yeah, if you'd like to.
Through my dramatic gestures.
We're gonna
As
die.
you just, it was horrible. It took so much out of me. Yeah, then you can absolutely have advantage on that.
So it was a 7, and now it's a natural 20.
Oh, good.
Plus 6, so that's a 26.
Ignis turns and looks to Medi. I have not been down there. You told me that it was with a fine sliced weapon, that the cuts were clean. Obviously, you did not check hard enough. Medi says, I did. They were clean cuts. Before Ignis says, do not insult our guests and call them liars here. I trust their expertise over yours. I will go see them in a
Ordell's
moment.
gonna very just subtly just elbow Emma.
If I may say, Medi, things of the beyond of the evils, as a silent image makes like shadows and things shape, as something I have come to as they fade, control. Sometimes there are things that guise themselves as temporary gifts. This act of the fingernails, it made it look like a blade as sharp as any metal, something even of obsidian craft, something smooth. It made of just instantly hurt them, but then to our regular eyes, it just gone like that. So please, Ignis, we at Medi did amazing, astounding work. If that work was not done, I believe the cleansing that Medi's presence has stopped the growth of this any further. So, if I may be so bold to say that, sir.
Ignis tilts his head towards you for a moment, for he looks back to Medi and says, "Now you force them to lie to me. You are far too kind. You must not. I will see for myself."
Ignis, I must say that the magic that we encountered in that treacherous pool of blood was very dark indeed. It is gone now, though, because of the ritual that we did perform, but it would have masked the results of such just callous fingernailing, protruding death quite well, especially if you were not trained in such dark arts, which of course you would not be because you frown on them so.
And if only there was some way of cleansing them, so to ensure that it would never come again. But oh, my
Very
word,
well.
you're all paladins of the flame. How I am sorry. With all the stress of this, I had forgotten that you all may be able to cleanse them and do this upon yourselves. So I would say, with haste, that should be done.
Ignis stands and walks over to you in the middle of Emma's general ramblings about it, and leans over towards Winter and Emma and says, I will see for myself. You do not need to cover up the incompetence of my staff. Thank you for your work. I will bring the bodies up. We will burn them, and then we will go give recompense towards the spouse. Please wait here. For Ignis stands and walks over towards the door. Ashrin and XC. At about this time, you've been up there for a while. Do you stay up there, or do you ever return back down?
I would assume we'd go back.
Forevermore.
Forevermore. As Ashrin and XC then, at about that time, return to the feast, seeing Winter, Ordell, and Emma now standing on the northern side of the room, between the, not throne, but governing chair and the feasting table on the northern side, as you see Ignis walk downwards into a door that leads seemingly down into the dungeon. As Ashrin and XC, you approach the group once again. Winter, Ordell, and Emma, you recognize the two female guards that were there have seemingly been told to leave as they exit to the door, now standing on either side of it to guard the door as Ignis has gone down inside. But the group has rejoined itself.
Emma, do you have any way to get there before him? I message.
That is a very good question. Not one any of us will like.
Where's the ring?
That's
Exy.
a good question.
In my
XC
butt.
has the ring right in his butt. I mean, I could try and bring them back to life.
So, also, I just want to say, are we going to just ever address how cryptic everything Ignis says is? Is that like a programming thing? Like, he just leaves these hang-on sentences and says, like, you all are reacting like what he's saying does not make you all want to crap your pants.
No,
Like,
I do. I think what you're
God.
Are you suggesting that we kill Ignis? Because I could be down for that.
No, I'm just suggesting that we need to think of something quickly. I say we go into our rooms and we just let this play out.
This conversation happens for some time back and forth between Winter and Emma before the door opens once again. Ignis, carrying all 4 bodies of these raiders in his hands, he seems to be quite strong, as he carries 4 grown men in his arms, all of which he moves over towards the brazier and the flame before nodding towards you and says, I have cleaned up the blood.
Oh, thank you.
Before going to the flame and says, though we do not know how their death happened, we know them to be dishonorable in life.
Yes.
Not spreaders of the plague, as he's kind of like addressing the whole hall, but still to be reborn once again in flame, anew like phoenixes, to start a new life. In birth, may they be blessed and holy instead of what they were in this. Before Ignis throws all 4 into the fire. Immediately, it ignites higher as you can start to smell the burning of flesh and clothes inside the great brazier in the center of the room.
Does it look like Ignis is about to cast a spell or something, like revive these guys? Like, is he preparing any components or anything?
You can roll a religion check for me. You are a cleric. And Ashrin, you also can.
Religion? Oh, Emma with a +5. That's a 18.
And Ashwin?
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Emma, you're certain if you had your books, you could probably make it out. The way he threw them may indicate something. Ashwin, you're certain. No. This is not some sort of spell. They purely believe that the fire will do its work for them if they call upon their god. As
Wow. So relieved that that chapter is over and that we now can go back to our rooms. Right, Emma?
Mhm.
Odell?
first, please, if you would join me in talking to the spouse and telling them of what happened. They would love to hear from the reborn hero.
I will join you by myself. You all go back to the rooms.
yes, Ordell. Very noble of you, Ordell.
Please, join your friend. He has already retired for the night.
Ordell's just gonna give this like dad glare to both Emma and to Winter.
Okay. Bye. I grab Emma's hand and rush off.
XC, Ashwin, what are the two of you doing?
I will stay by Ordell's side.
I'll stay with XE for now.
Winter and Emma rush back. Which room do you go into? The ladies' room, Ordell's room, Ritter's room, the empty room?
Ritter's room.
Perfect. You
We know where we're
immediately
going.
Go and open the door, not even waiting, not knocking, just immediately flinging the door open and closing it behind you. It's a dark room. The candles are out, but the window is open and the curtains flow in the wind.
Son of. Oh wait, is Ritter in there or is he gone?
Roll a perception.
Oh God,
He's
this
a
guy.
stealthy
I'm
boy.
gonna just yell, "We play truth or dare with you!"
An 18.
Winter, you do
19.
yell out, "We
Bad
play
math.
truth or dare with you."
Yeah.
Okay. 19, Emma?
Mm-hmm.
I also got a 19.
Perfect. Winter, you say, you look around the room for some signs of him. He's definitely done this before. He's a ranger. He's very good at hiding his tracks. There is no sign of him here save the open window, as Winter says, "We played truth or dare with you," before a hand reaches in through the curtain, holding up one finger as if to silence you before waving the hand over.
As they go in, Emma's gonna cast silence on the door because it creates like a large bubble of sound. So if someone listens in on it, it'll sound like that there's no one in here talking.
Perfect. Do you approach the window?
Hey. Yup.
Can we sync messages so that we can message at the same time? We like hold hands and point. We
Just
hold
like
the
doing a
same proper
group chat
wire.
of message. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's feasible
Yeah, why
somehow. If we both sit at the same time and then Ritter can respond to both of us, yeah, yeah.
What are you doing?
Do you approach the window too, Winter?
Yeah.
Both of you get near it before moving the sheer curtain slowly out of the way, and you see Ritter with his hood on and mask pulled up, bow out and quiver attached. He looks up to you before.
What are you doing? You can reply to me.
He replies.
We've done this before, Ritter.
He replies in your mind. He says, "I'm ready to go at a moment's notice. Do they know it was me?"
No.
No?
Good.
We were very convincing.
Then he takes his quiver and throws it up to you in the room to grab.
Okay, great.
He
The
climbs,
message still back and forth.
but then pulls the mask off.
So for someone and this is all message, for someone who's so worried about all of our safety with the fire cult, that is ballsy, killing their prisoners under their noses. Morning jog my ass.
That was so much blood, Ritter. Like, I feel like I know you a bit more now, and I don't know if I'm like impressed or terrified.
All I did was offer them a choice. Themselves or I would do it. They were cowards. But I had to do it to them. I was given
I'm
permission
sorry,
by
is that it?
Ashrin and the group to kill any raiders
Yeah,
that
you
I
asked
saw.
that.
I mean, we thought you kind of meant like in your tracks. You actively sought out a dungeon to kill them.
I checked around to make sure that we were safe. As I told you, I did not trust this group. And I found prisoners. No one knows it was me. They are dead. There is no finding out it was me. We stay silent, and bad men stay dead.
Can I make a suggestion about the murder weapon?
Please, what would your suggestion be?
You get it the fuck away from you, because apparently
That's where I
Emma.
was this morning when I went away.
Oh, you were disposing of evidence. Because apparently, Emma, people can kill people with their fingers?
I'm sorry. I'm not the one who went, ooh, I can't look right now. Explain it.
No, I meant like create a distraction so we could regroup. Deflect,
no-
Emma, deflect.
I forgot throats were slit. I'm just. Ever since we have met, I have been pulling every conversation out of my ass. How do any of these seem any different?
That is fair. Also, misdirected anger, Emma, you did a very good job. I think we were kind of in sync. I don't know if we gelled
I
our
felt like that
energies.
was
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Hell yeah. So, Ritter, let's just.
Ritter undoes
First
the
off-
top button of his thing to look more casual and less
Don't
like he's going
think
to do
you
something.
can seduce your way out of this,
No.
Ritter.
Don't show us the chest. I mean,
If somebody comes
one
in,
more down. One more down. What? Okay. Anyway, sorry. Look. I am the chaotic, fun-loving one. Okay. I am the one who we should be questioning the decisions of, and I am the one who generally makes people do things like stab trees. And you went down into the basement of someone's house, someone that they're maybe looking to interrogate or, go hold trial for, and you killed them. That is like, say you go to like a shelter and there's really bad animals there, and you just got them while they were in the cells. I know it's not a good comparison, but I mean, I've heard how you talk about raiders, so I mean, like, mangy, angry animals
it's
is
a good comparison.
description. Yeah. So let's just maybe like talk to all of us instead of just Ashrin and killing people that can't defend themselves and leaving. There was so much blood.
Do you
There was.
Do you think the raiders allowed others to defend themselves? Do you think that was a mercy that they gave people?
I think that an organization, a horrible tree, does not all have awful branches. These raiders, their crime might have been they were starving, so they joined the wrong group. You played judge, jury, and executioner and put all of us in danger because... And I understand why. And I'm not mad at you for what you did. I'm just saying there's a time and a place.
I'm just honestly a little bit disappointed that I have to be the responsible one.
Right?
Was I found?
I mean, Ignis heavily implied he might be able to speak to the dead. So, I don't know.
I worry if that's true. He's a paladin.
Wait,
That-
he implied he could speak to the dead? I was really in acting
He-
mode. I must have missed that.
He said that
He
he spoke
leaned
with
in
the
your
dead. You
face
tried
and
to say that he cut people's throats with fingers. I'm very confused here. All that
No,
matters,
Ignis leaned
Emma, is that we're fine. No one knows that I did this. Bad men are dead. All of us can rest easily knowing there are no raiders in the building in which we sleep. You're welcome.
Okay, but because you did a bad thing, you're like, well, because you did a bad thing for us, you have to answer one more truth.
Yes.
Do you like Ashrin?
I don't.
Inside.
Like, also insight.
You can
but
roll an insight.
Also, Emma's immediate follow-up is like, I thought you guys were friends. You guys walk together all the time. You don't like her at all? My
Oh my
word.
Okay, I used another inspiration because I got a 3 and I rolled a nat 1.
I mean, you know what? I'll use one of Jakey's inspos for this because I feel like an 11 won't cut it. Ooh, what is your insight, Emma? You have a +7 in insight? Okay. So that's a 24. 17 plus 7.
Winter, come on. You've seen the chemistry between them. That's a lie. Dead on lie. However, Emma, he answered so quickly. You feel that it's true. I do not. I barely know her. The one person that I shared any sort of feeling with, I grew up with from a child. If I get to know you all more, I love to say that I love every one of you. But that is a luxury in my life I've never had. So we'll see.
You want to love us?
Let's.
He does. He wants to love us.
All right. Before Ritter goes to walk to the door, as we go to Ordell, XC, and Ashrin, you walk as Ignis opens the door to the keep and closes it behind. It is now sunset and getting towards nighttime. There's just enough sunlight through the clouds for you to be able to see a little bit here, but mostly things are going to start becoming bathed in the red light of the storm above. Ignis says, well, she is not far from here. It will do her good to hear from you, chosen one, that they are dead. She asked for it for some time, but we thought we could get more information from them. But at least she will be comforted in this time. Come. It's just a small walk. As Ignis walks you all through the streets. You see more people have returned. There are no longer guards patrolling out and around. The general threat seeming to have been died down, and it happened to people that they don't care too much about. So the guard duty is not that heavy anymore. As Ignis looks around, he sees down in the hot springs below a few children jumping in. See, that is what we fight for. That warms my heart, to see children living and playing in a world that is not ruled by death and destruction. You can understand how important you are, how much you mean to these people.
Ordell's not saying much, just like kind of nodding, like a lot's happened today. Ordell's alive. He also got told that he has a way out of this, but that may be death. Not really clear on that. So just a lot of nodding.
As the three of you are walking, then he basically continues to point out signs of life and how good they have it here in Cavity, and how much he wants to extend this throughout the rest of Old Korra to bring life back to the region. Before maybe about a 5-minute walk leads you to a home that seems to have once belonged to a cobbler. There's leathers outside of the house and several racks of shoes and tanning hides out front. The door itself is closed, but you can see candlelight on the inside, meaning somebody must be home, as Ignis knocks upon the door. A young elvish woman sticks her head out with curled black hair, and a small child with curled blonde hair kind of looks from behind her. You can see, for Ignis says, Molly, please, I have news. May we come in? Molly looks up. This better be good news. Please, come in. Before opening the door, Ignis bows and offers you all to go in before following if you do go in.
I will stand at the door, keeping watch.
Outside or in?
Let's say outside.
Asher?
I will walk in with Ordell.
Okay. Ignis closes the door behind before saying, Molly, I'm still so sorry for your loss, but I have some comfort. The man, one of many that we have been looking to find, is here. You may have heard the rumors, and I can assure you they are true. This man, a heart of pure flame, is here to lead us. Molly kind of looks up at you.
Hello.
You seem strange, different.
Thank you.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. A knight, someone with more clothing, I think.
Burning heart, hot. Yeah, get too many clothes.
The small child goes, "Can I touch it?" Before she says, "Emily, please. Are you truly what we are here for? Because my husband died believing in that, and if he died for nothing, that would bring me. We came here for that, and for them to find someone like you. Are you what we're looking for? Please."
Fuck you, Rybo. Ordell's gonna get dropped to one knee, so he's more like eye level with this person. I hope to be what you hope me to be.
You're gonna have to do more than hope. She kind of comes towards you and approaches. But she places her hand on your shoulder and says, "That'll start." Ignis kind of speaks and says, "Ordell, tell them what happened to the raiders who brutally murdered her husband."
From what I was told, they took the coward's way out, and they all ended themselves.
Okay then, but they're dead?
They are all dead. I can confirm I saw it with my own eyes.
Good. 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 Thank you for telling me.
You deserve to know, at least. I'm sure your husband was a good man.
He was. It's a lovely night. Emily, why don't we go for a walk for a little while? The kid says, "Okay." The mother grabs her hand and goes to the door. Ignis says, "Molly, might I have a moment with Ordell in your home for private conversation? Please, my home is yours." "Ashrin, could I please speak to Ordell? You do not have to leave or stray far. We will only be but a moment."
And I join XC.
Ignis gives what can best be described as a sigh as the flame kind of bellows up in his chest and a bit of smoke puffs out. He says, "Thank you for doing that. You didn't have to."
I've seen enough people with broken hope. Don't wish to see it anymore.
Come. He goes to sit at the table and says, "Sit with me a moment. I want to speak about what I talked earlier."
Yeah. Ordell, go sit down.
"This is," he kind of points at you, "not how you arrived to me. The heart is doing its full work, I see."
Yes. As Ordell kind of like for the first time like relaxes down the shoulder, seeing that the gig's up, like the cloak. The cloak wasn't really doing much.
Do not fret. I know all too well of your affliction and gift that you have been given. I was a flame bearer in my past life before this body.
Could you tell me more about that?
It is a lonely life. Much will be asked of you by the Lord of Flame. Much sacrifice. Nothing but ash and flames in your future, but that, selfishly, is what we need. And it is a big ask for us to ask of you. I told you I had an offer for you. You didn't have to go down this path if you chose not to.
Where would it lead if I did not?
Nothing. You might leave here. I would not dare to hold you. We are not criminals. We only need what you have inside of you, and this was not your choice. I understand. But if you want that removed, I can take it for you. I will bear this burden.
This is not an answer I can give you at the moment. This is something I need to sit and actually think about before I come back to you with an answer. At least give me one night to ponder this.
Of course, I have no rush. We have weeks to prepare for our assault. But, again, I don't want you to take this burden unless you want it yourself.
Can I ask you, Ignis, do you truly believe in what you are doing? I know you do it for good, or from what it seems you are doing it for good. But do you truly believe?
I have seen brothers and sisters turned mindless, rotting corpses as a result of this plague. I was here when this land was fertile and fresh. I remember it. It is my gift. I want it to return as so. I would do anything to make that happen.
I figured as much. I just needed to hear it out of your mouth.
And this may worry you. You now have a beating heart. I will take...
Absolutely. I am so hungry, Ignis.
You hear a chuckle that almost sounds like a train. We will feed you all you need. I remember the hunger. But that heart, we can return you to how you were before. It won't be easy. It might hurt, but you will live. I promise you this on my honor. As he reaches his hand out, the symbol on his chest over the glowing cage kind of burning, expressing his emotion towards the situation. As he leans his head down and kind of, in a show of fealty, puts his hand out towards you to like grasp and shake.
Yeah. Ordell will do the classic like, yeah, kind of.
As you grasp it, he, seemingly unsure if you would or wouldn't, raises his head and nods. Says, "That is all I wanted to say. Please think on this. I would love to help relieve you if you are unwilling. It is a hard burden." As he puts his arm on your shoulder.
It is a hard burden, as it's not just for the people you care so much about. I also have my own people that I greatly care for as well.
Indeed. Then, let us not speak of this. I will not weigh further on your mind. Think on it tonight. Give me an answer in the morning.
I shall.
Ignis goes to open the door and let you out. Sorry for the delay, Ashrin and Exy.
Shall we head back to the rooms?
Indeed.
Brie.
Thank you, Ignis.
Ashrin, what were you going to say?
Oh, whatever you say, Savior Man.
And Ordell's gonna just do the little fist bump on the arm.
Again, kind of sounds like a train. Savior man. Perhaps that would be what we should call you.
No, please, no.
Let us return. You can rest. That ranger that you walked with seemed quite tired. You must all be tired from your journey.
For once, I am hungry. I am tired. This is weird. I don't know if I like it.
Then let us return. As Ignis begins walking back towards the keep, do you all follow?
Mm-hmm.
Great. Ignis opens the great keep doors to the fire that is burning twice as high as it once was, as the corpses provide fuel for the fire. Ignis returns to his seat, no longer at the table, but upon the governing throne in this room, as several of the plates are being taken away. Elijah and Sasha give you all kind of a raise of the mugs as you walk by, as their festivities for the night have only just begun. You turn the corner, and that's when you see Ritter walking out of the door, away from this mockery from Winter and Emma, out of the room, as he stops, and all of you...
Ordell is definitely gonna grab Ritter by the arm and drag him back into the room.
All of you go into Ritter's room and close the door behind you, as that seems like a solid place to stop for the night. It is 9:59. If you haven't entered the giveaway yet, we'll say you got about 30 seconds left to do so. I have been very excited for this Feast of Flame and Truth or Dare game for a while now. And, you know, great lying all around with the fingernail trick.
Jakey, you
I'm me
played
again.
such a wonderful Emma.
Well
You
done to
do,
the
you really
swaps. It was
So good.
good
Yeah,
all around.
you nailed it, Drew.
Mm-mm. I just did a lot of sighs and
There was one point where I think you got the voice pretty spot on, Drew. It was not long ago. What did you say? Thank
the
you.
Trick to it,
Thank
the
you.
trick to it is getting really close to the mic, and then you just drop.
Speak as low as you can.
All right.
Daddy ASMR deep voice.
Thank
You
you.
were like,
Also, the new doodles are
Jackie
out in the
can
story
do
so
it.
far.
Thank you.
Ready?
Jackie.
So you talk this deep voice, you get real close to the mic.
I didn't know the squirrel was making a comeback from campaign 1.
Charleston.
Charleston.
I do declare.
All right. If y'all haven't entered it, tough luck. I'm closing entries.
Who's going to win this Alchemist Fire set by Homebrew Dice? Go check out their Kickstarter. It's really good. You can get a PDF of an adventure all based around these sets. Boom. Yeah. As long as Drew figures out how to give it away. Yeah.
Oh, for some reason, it's not letting me close entries.
While you're
Hold on.
waiting, go check out the doodles on the Discord and see to the story so far, so you can see the new doodles of things that happen. So if you're like, oh man, I missed 5 minutes of the episode, I don't know what I missed. Well, you're probably not going to find it on the doodles. I'm going to be real with you, but you know what, you might.
Hold on. I had to shut everything down and restart it. Hold on.
Speaking of the
Okay.
Homebrew Dice set
Big
Kickstarter,
winner. Wolf's
Wolf's
Rain.
Rain. You should be getting
Wolf's Rain.
email. Make sure you reply to it so I know where to send these dice. Otherwise, I'm going to keep them and give them away again later. So make sure you answer it. Congratulations, Wolf's Rain. We will see you all next week for the aftermath of the Feast of the Flame and the aftermath of the Truth or Dare, and we'll see if the group decides to collectively kill Ritter. Who knows? Bye, everyone. Night.
Bye. It's I am.